NaruTalk, the Naruto ShipPodcast, is made possible through contributions from listeners like you. To help support the podcast and to earn exclusive rewards, head to www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. That's www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. Believe it!
Hey everyone, this is Naruto Uzumaki, and you're listening to NaruTalk. Believe it!
Hey everybody, welcome back to NaruTalk, the greatest podcast ever to be all about Naruto. Is that how I usually start? Hey everybody, like that?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
Or is it
weird.
more? I feel like it's usually more like,
Hey,
hello everybody. Do I
I
say
don't know
hello?
if I ever listen. I kind of just wait for my name and then I'm like,
Yeah,
ah!
I just
I
kind
would
of zoned out, and
dissociate.
then all of a
That's
sudden you
fair.
stopped going into the, like, you
Yeah,
just
it's like one time
interrupted yourself.
we were talking about reader responses, and I was like, oh yeah, you know how I read through everything after we do the Patreon plugs, and Raj was like, we've been doing Patreon plugs?
Yeah.
That's wild.
I zone out.
Which
There's
makes-
certain parts where it's just you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, that's fair. I mean, like, it's like a brain break for you cats, you know?
I thought you were the Crimson Chin. I thought that's what you were going for.
That I was the Crimson Chin?
Yeah, because you like talk like him. When you started, you're like, hello everybody.
Oh yeah, I think that's just kind of my voice. Well, I do this thing where, like, if I listen or watch a lot to something, I kind of start copying the voices of the people in it. And I have been watching a lot of Dan Harmon's Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm such a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
I had the same breakdown last episode. Anyways, hey, I'm your host, Liam English, and with me as always is my co-host, Clo-host? Oh my god, what a disaster already. Anyways, here's Morgan Williamson.
Hi, everybody.
She's the one mocking me. What the heck?
When am I not mocking?
Make your partner look good, dude. 5 rules of improv. Make your partner look good. Do improv good.
Improv the rest of this.
I can't improv it. Three.
But.
Are you improving right now as you buy time to improv?
Yes. Rules of improv usually in a 2-person scene. It's a 4-person scene, buddy. I only have to make one of you look good.
Damn.
And maybe in me mocking you, the listeners will feel bad in turn,
And it'll
making me
be
look
like
bad. Making you
But don't make yourself. You have to make yourself look good
look
too.
good. That's hard.
Oh no! Come on. Hey, no.
Listen.
Do your glasses match your shirt?
Everything matches my everything.
Oh, very nice. It's all purple for the listeners. It looks it's very aesthetically pleasing. I like the color purple. I'm also joined
Look at that. He just built up Morgan.
by Katie Sederi,
Buy the color somewhere.
Katie.
also monochromatic,
Yes, we are color-coded.
Always.
Like an angel.
like an android. Yes.
Mine
Like
are
a
like
robot.
See, but it's funny because mine are fun. Because it's like, ooh, does that match?
Yeah.
When you do it, it's like, oh, hi, Katie.
Yeah, because every day I wear all pink, and all of my
Always.
possessions are pink, and everything is always
And
pink.
and listeners, friends, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a whole lot of
She
things.
lives with me. The whole corner
it's
is
like
pink.
walking into a Barbie dream house. Except Barbie's not there.
It's
and
just
it's
Katie alone in the corner, rocking back and forth.
So like, it's like
Whispering
Barbie,
to
you're like,
herself.
oh Barbie, you're so pink, but it's Katie, so you're like, Katie.
Oh, Katie, buddy, buy another
You're
color.
a real person.
And of course, we're also joined by the lovely and talented Raj.
Hello. I am Mr. Lovely and Talented.
Yeah, that's what they call
That's
him.
my brand. When you meet me in real life, you must address me as that.
Yeah, you know how they say Mr. Worldwide as I step in the room? They say Mr. Lovely and Talented as he step in the room. He's a hustler, baby, but that you knew. And tonight, he's just loving you. Sorry, that's... DJ
He's
got
also
us
monochromatic.
fall in love. Oh, yeah! Wow, actually...
Fuck you! Why'd you put me a part of the herd like that? I'm trying to be different and quirky, okay? Is
Nothing
that why
is-
you were staring me up and down?
Yes,
I
that's why
felt
I was
flattered
looking
for a
up.
second, but no. You had an agenda, you
Raj,
asshole.
Nothing is more different and quirky than Liam's socks and Crocs.
Socks
Oh, yes.
and
Oh,
rocks.
thank you for that segue. Listen, Raj. Raj is wearing all black. Morgan's wearing all purple. Katie's wearing all pink. I'm wearing socks and Crocs. And here's... Raj, I know that you don't like Crocs.
Yes.
But here's something that even I didn't know about Crocs.
What's that?
They're great for running. I swear to God, I'm not even kidding.
That's like, no, that can't be true.
Dude, I had to run from something, like, I don't know, I saw someone that I'm trying to avoid, or a bear attacked
Was it
me,
me?
or something. No. It was something, I don't quite remember, but I had to run in these, and dude, like they're better than my gym shoes.
Holy
I swear to
shit.
God.
No, what could it be? Is it like the traction?
Yeah, well, I think so. And gym shoes like give a little bit, and since these are just hard rubber, and there's a strap on the back of Crocs, right? So, and I'm doing a visual too at the same time. But if you have Crocs out there, you'll know what I'm doing. See, there's this strap on the back of your Crocs, so this is like sports mode because it hugs your feet and you can run.
Can you do that again?
Sports
Really quickly,
mode.
sports mode.
Like it's Yoxus, bro.
Well, wait, because I'm about to show you. There's also a lounge mode. Morgan's doing the sound effect of when I flip the strap on the back of the Croc. Because now it's like a slipper. So it's an easy living and active wear. It's athleisure incarnate.
Oh, you sound like fucking Dennis from Always Sunny, you fucking wacko.
My father is also an avid Croc wearer. So much so that we have an in-ground pool in my backyard.
Yeah.
And when it was time for him to take a little dip, he would go fully clothed, including the Crocs.
Oh boy, that's awful.
He'd just walk off the side into the pool.
Used to date someone who insisted on swimming with socks on.
Was it my father?
I don't think so. Although I have never met your father, so it's not.
Has he really not met my father?
Yeah, no, really no. I haven't met Raj's parents either, but I've been to Katie's house 1,000 times, as we all know.
Oh yeah, dude, people don't meet my parents.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
only
people meet mine. Like everybody knows.
Not me.
I've met your
Bim
parents,
Bap and Deb Dap.
but
Yeah,
I
definitely.
can't picture your dad right now.
Yeah. Maybe.
I think I've only
I just
met them
kind of
once.
imagine like a chubby white guy with gray hair,
That's
like a dog in hand.
That's a pretty safe bet for
You're not wrong.
most of the dads. Oh, speaking of dads and meeting them, Raj finally met my dad.
Yo, that it's like meeting your number one fan. He was like a little giddy boy.
It's true. My dad is arguably our longest listener. Maybe not. Maybe Dave Mata beats him. But
I tell people when I tell people about this podcast,
Yeah.
the first thing I mention before even what the podcast is Dave Mata.
It's like, you're on a podcast? Yeah, but listen, there's a man with a whole family who loves it, so we can't be doing everything wrong.
No, honestly, Dave Mata's existence like keeps me like going sometimes. It's just like, all right, this dude who has 4 fucking kids,
Yeah.
he makes the time to listen
he's
to
a wrestler.
us. He's a wrestler
Oh.
who said he would go beat up someone with me in Rhode
Oh yeah,
Island.
because that's
yeah.
so. Last week, obviously, Raj talked about wanting to go beat someone up in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
and apparently that's where Dave Mata wrestled.
Yeah, so he wanted to do like a whole setup where we get him to like a match and Dave kind of like takes a dive like forward and just beats the shit out of this guy. To be fair, I don't know who this guy is and I don't know what he's done. All I know is that my friend Evan said, Raj, there's one person out there who really needs to get his ass beat. And,
Yeah.
and I told him, one person, if it had to be him, let's do it.
Yeah,
Evan, then it's definitely true.
Yeah. Evan's a really nice
Yeah.
guy, so like it's just so everybody out there knows.
Yeah.
If you ever meet
Yeah.
Evan, he's a really nice guy.
I think the nicest person I've met.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
very
Absolute
chill.
angel, yeah.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Anyways, the idea of this podcast is that every week we watch 2 to 4 episodes of Naruto.
What?
We only ever watch canon ones.
What?
And 2 of us are weebs and 2 of us are normies.
That's crazy.
God, I still can't say
Wait,
Weeks and normies.
this is another thing I'm noticing. When's the last time you've done this intro?
It's been a while.
Yeah,
because
we haven't heard your voice.
I haven't done the Patreon plug at the beginning since you said we should start swapping it up.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
I'm trying to cycle through, like, boy, girl, but then Emma did one. And then I had to restart because if it's your birthday, you should do the
Yeah.
intro, so it's...
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did water only. I did my birthday and she did her birthday.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it's subtle things, but it's all for the
it's
listener.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's a real
right?
celebration.
Did you
Isn't
not
that
know
fun?
that?
No, I've been oblivious. I haven't been awake in a while.
Yeah. I put in here in the outline live show recap, but I don't really know what I meant by that. It happened.
It was live.
It was good, right? A lot of people came.
A lot of people came.
Yeah.
If you were there,
I didn't
thank
have a
you
voice.
so much.
Sounded like
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence.
That's
We,
true.
Still kind of
Watched 3 fantastic episodes.
On the
That's
big
nice.
screen.
Big
That's
screen.
fun.
It was so fun.
Yeah,
And there
there's...
were like people like reacting.
I know,
around the room. That
clapping
was
to, like,
so
Gar and
fun.
Rock Lee.
Yeah,
That was
which was
fun.
so fun.
We had death battles. We all smoked cigarettes together.
Yeah.
There was a pool. You missed out on a pool.
And a jacuzzi. But,
And my dad in socks and Crocs.
well,
in the pool.
That's implied. Yeah, you
Yeah.
just said in the pool.
Yeah.
We all know he goes in his Crocs and clothes.
Don't judge my father.
Yeah.
Oh. Map deserves better.
Of course. He deserves all the pools and Crocs he wants. But here's something. There might be a video of the live show coming out soon. I don't know exactly. We only managed to record like a little under an hour of it, I think. But I might be putting it out somewhere. More announcements to come.
A super cut.
Here's something. This is supposed to be the greatest podcast ever to be all about Naruto, right? So here's something that's all about Naruto, and also a little bit Raj, because have you seen the Primitive Skate collaboration with Naruto?
Dude, wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
You're welcome.
No way.
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah, Morgan pointed it out to me. There's like, do you know what Primitive Skate is?
They're a brand, right?
Yeah,
Of, like,
I guess like a really big one.
Yeah.
And Naruto has evolved past Coach and into full Skater Boy.
Holy
They have like a
shit.
whole
Which,
line.
It's so much better than the Coach line.
Yeah, no, I
The
did
Coach
not
line
like the Coach line.
was
What is it? I haven't seen it. I
Like
don't know what
actually
this is.
Naruto.
Yeah,
Fun.
because you
Like-
saw the coach
Yeah,
stuff.
the coach stuff, when we went to go see it, like, we didn't know what any of it
I mean,
was.
it-
There was, like, one picture of Orochimaru, and that was about it.
It
Yeah.
was very clearly like coach. Like it looked
yeah.
like the coach line was more like people like things that the characters in Naruto would wear, not like pictures of the characters in
cool,
Naruto on clothes.
But the primitive skate, it's like actual cool skater stuff.
Every skater kid I've met here, and I tell them about the podcast, they fuck with it so heavy. Like
I think this is like a really smart collaboration. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's some good news. Our enemy podcast, the other podcast that does exactly what we're doing, is on break till December. So now's
Oh,
our chance, guys.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I hope you catch pneumonia. Fuck you.
Yeah, me too. I hope you guys choke on your turkey this Thanksgiving.
Wow, mean.
That's so mean.
No, there are enemies. We are the greatest podcast ever to be all about Naruto.
Yeah.
I hope you
Death
have
to the
a
others.
heated
I mean,
political discussion
well-
at the Thanksgiving table.
Yeah, and I hope it gets
They're
awkward.
already down because we're better than they are. We don't have to keep beating them
Nah.
down.
I hope that
No.
cousin you had that one weird romantic encounter with when you were kids is there, and it's getting weird to get. Fuck you.
Wait, how did you know about that? Oh, we're talking about that.
Katie, I know you don't have a lot of experience with like, you know,
Incest.
business and stuff, but like
With business.
but like you have to beat them when they're down so they can't get back up again.
Yeah, no,
so
we
then
wanna
you are
destroy these
always the
individuals.
top. That's like how it goes.
So here's like a big announcement, but it has already happened when you're listening to this, but it's huge for us, but this is the only time
yeah.
that I can talk about it.
Ah.
Raj and I this past weekend went to AnimeNYC, which is like a huge, it's really exciting, but we don't know what's going to happen there yet
Yeah.
because we're recording before that's happened. So I had an idea. Do you want to throw to a special report that we can record on Sunday and
Oh,
I'll
that's
edit it
funny.
in?
Wait, what?
Do you want to like throw right now to like a special report, and then we'll just record on Sunday and just say what we did really quick?
Okay.
All right. So really quick, here's Liam and Raj with a special Anime NYC report.
All right.
Liam and Raj.
Hey, so we're at Anime.
Oh no. We're really gonna do it.
Wait, are we really gonna do it? I thought we were gonna make up some shit. Like, we're standing here next to fucking Obama, bro.
No, we're really gonna do it. Okay, that was too funny to cut out. So, Liam and Raj, over to you.
Hey guys, welcome to Anime NYC, but for real this time.
Yeah, Raj and I, yesterday, we went to AnimeNYC
It was awesome.
all day. Yeah, it was amazing, and we're going to talk about it.
We are.
Not right now, because
Not this moment.
it's already been 11 minutes of the podcast, and we have talked about Naruto 0%.
Very, very little.
So, we're going to go back to that. But, if you want to hear us talk more about Anime NYC, that's going to be the episode that comes out January 6th.
That's the 6th of January.
That's right. and so tune in that week, and the episode is going to be a special of just me and Raj talking about our amazing time at Anime NYC. See you
Anime NYC.
on
January-
for the episode January
January
6th.
6th.
See you.
See you.
And we're back. Okay, so wow,
Crazy.
I can't believe we did all that
My
stuff.
voice is that deep?
Yeah,
Insane.
dude, it sounded good though. It really did. Anyways, so yeah, usually we do talk about Naruto, even though this is a really long intro, and there's gonna be a whole other segment inside of it. The episodes we're talking about this week are 51, 52,
bang,
and 53.
badonk.
The end of the preliminary phase of the
Badonk.
Chunin Exams and the beginning
Dumb.
of a little something special with Naruto. Also, before we start this week, trigger warning, kind of. There's
Content warning.
yeah, content
Yeah.
warning. Yeah, there's gonna be these
Okay.
Problematic.
Content warning, themes of possibly sexual harassment /
And or
sexual
assault,
assault
yeah.
and just inappropriate behavior in general.
Yeah,
so that
voyeurism.
kind
and we're probably gonna joke about it. And
yeah, if that kind of stuff makes you uncomfortable or could
just I would say stop after episode 51.
yeah.
And then and just
And then come
skip
back
to
for the end when we plug, all of our things.
all the Patreon.
because-
Yeah, come back for that. Anyways, so without any further ado, I hope that you stick around. I hope everything's okay. Anyways, let's not talk about it. As the match between Choji and Dosu begins, Shikamaru and Ino call out an encouragement, with Ino calling Choji a fatso to successfully spark his rage. Yeah, because if there's one thing that gets Choji riled up, it's being called fat. Dosu promises to beat Choji quickly, but Choji uses expansion jutsu to form into a ball. He ducks his head inside of his flab like a giant round turtle. And because he thinks that his fat will shield him from Dosu's sonic attacks.
Which is funny.
Yeah, no, it's it's definitely something. He then rolls around the arena towards Dosu, a literal human boulder, but Dosu kind of really easily just steps to the side.
He's going so slow.
It's such a joke, bro.
Like,
He's
you know
not
how
even moving.
you know how when you're bowling and you whiff it, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And it's just going and going.
Yeah, and you know it's
and
gonna hit the
and
gutter
you're like,
before
if
it hits
the
the pins.
pins move, I'm fucked. And then it just slowly edges towards the gutter, and you're like, well.
Yeah, it was a lot like that.
It's weird when they don't give them like ninja movements. It's like when Tenten like ran in a circle.
He ran in a circle
Oh,
to
yeah.
to unleash I have a knife attack.
Literally, or like the girl fighting Shikamaru just bashing her head.
Oh yeah, Keen, who just had I have bells on needles.
Like literally, so this dude, or literally fucking Temari when she flew on her.
That was my favorite animation in this whole show.
So fucking good. But yeah, he just moves to the left.
Yeah, it's very strange. And so because he moves to the left, Choji crashes into the arena wall. So Choji is stuck in this like self-made crater, right? And Dosu slams his hand into Choji's fat with the arm that has the sound gauntlet on it. And Choji is like, oh, he's like proud of himself. He's like, there's no way that you can defeat me because my ears are covered by all of my fat.
Yeah.
But alas, Dosu sends his sound vibrations through Choji's body to like reverberate off of the water inside of him. And so Choji's entire body is turned into like ostensibly a giant ear, and he's defeated in an instant.
I think the showrunners knew they just couldn't top Gaara versus Lee.
Yeah,
So
no,
they kinda
I like
just
how they
gave up.
really took care of it quickly.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, yeah, fuck this.
Yeah, nobody's here for Dosu and Choji.
No one cares.
Yeah, it was short. It was not sweet.
Yeah.
And I was just a little confused.
I've had my penis described the same way.
By me.
Dosu hopes to have proven himself as more than just a pawn in Orochimaru's game as he walks away from the match victorious. A team of medical ninja check on Choji, but he's only concerned with finding some frickin' barbecue to eat. So, and his teammates are like, "Oh yeah, what a surprise!"
wanna
Asuma
eat
was
some
like,
meat.
even if you lost, I'm gonna still get him. Yeah.
That's true.
Asuma's cool.
And you know what? Choji went for it. I mean, he gave up quickly, and his fight
Yeah.
sucked. But he,
Asuma's kids suck.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Like objectively, like the worst of the groups.
I mean, like Shikamaru is smart, I guess, but he's lazy and he complains all the time.
Yeah.
Ino
Izino.
is yeah, she's tied with Sakura.
That's her own problem.
Yeah,
Right there,
yeah, exactly. And then Choji, he just does nothing except eat chips and
He like is a giant ear.
yeah. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah. But he still doesn't listen.
Yeah.
No,
Oh
just a
wow.
dickhead.
wow. Metaphor.
It is like a metaphor, although I couldn't tell you what for. Also, Choji has those weird spikes on the side of his head that his hair is shaped into.
Who knows
Yeah.
who thought of him?
It looks like he has underwear on his head.
That it does. He looks like Captain Underpants. Thank you for saying that, because I would have kicked myself if nobody mentioned that. He really whole ass looks like Captain Underpants. Eli and I used to put our underwear on our head and run around the house in just two, and like we'd have our underwear covering our, peni.
Underbits.
Yeah, underbits. Sure, thank you. What is the plural of penis? Penis? Peni? Penal?
Penai.
Pen.
When we like stare at each other, I refer to it as like penai.
Penai. Yes.
Yeah.
So we'd run around in just our underwear, but also with a pair of underwear on our heads and call ourselves Captain Underpants. And sometimes we'd take the plunger and hit each other with it. We were kids, at the time. Should I have not said that? Is that weird?
2 years ago,
Punches hurt, bro.
Oh yeah,
They're
no.
like rubbery. You like don't expect them to hurt
They
as
really
much.
do. And then there's like that sneak attack of like 3 years later when you're a little older and you're like, oh god, I got hit by a plunger. So it's psychological warfare too. At the same time.
Oh, yeah. Getting suctioned by the plunger is like that's really gross.
I'm sorry.
Wait, why have you experienced that?
Yeah.
Rewind.
Okay. No.
Huh?
No. So I don't know. Me and my brother used to joust each other with plungers, and like.
Plunger play seems pretty common amongst brothers.
Yeah, I don't know.
my
Like
brother.
I was like significantly more powerful than them. So what happened was I
Honestly.
would jab them with my.
Way to brag about your plunger jousting abilities.
I would like gouge them out with my plunger lance, but they wouldn't fall because they would get suction. So I would just lift them up.
Oh my god! Exactly like
Whoa.
Lee did to Gaara when he punched him down and then you wrapped the bandage around and he pulled him back up for another punch, except with a plunger.
I think that's where I got the move. Honestly.
You were like, hit and load. Which, that's actually a pretty good thing to yell if you have to plunge a toilet. Like, keep your spirits up,
You're already in trouble. There's no way to tell your mom like how it makes sense at all.
Exactly. You might as well. Hayate addresses everyone in the tower and officially concludes the preliminary round of the Chunin Exams. Fucking finally.
Yeah.
It's crazy that this is still just the preliminary round.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't even it.
It's bad
Yeah.
shit.
It's like you talked about it on one of the previous episodes, but this is all just a random crazy happenstance of their year.
Yeah.
Like most people, all these past episodes.
It's Common Core, bitch.
Yeah, it is. It's the
Yeah.
Common Core testing, not even Common Core. Yeah.
It's so ass.
At the academy, Iruka, oh my god, he thinks about Naruto too much. He wonders about Naruto while he's teaching, and Konohamaru tries to use the opportunity to sneak out, and Iruka like catches him, like he stops him from sneaking out. But it makes me think, how often does Iruka stop in the middle of teaching and think about Naruto, you know? It's
Regularly.
Konohamaru is a weird ass throwback.
Yeah, I know, it's always weird when we, and it was him and Udon. I wish Konohamaru had been like, hey, we gotta get out of here, and Udon would be like, but we still haven't taken algebra today. I love algebra, I'm Udon.
Do you guys know Udon?
Yeah, they were there when Udon got introduced.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because
right.
back in the early episodes, it was just Konohamaru.
Christ.
Yeah.
Konohamaru is such a
speaking-
fucking lame-o. Like, he's just, like, the most annoying kid.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him take a Chunin exam.
No, for real. Like, I don't even remember, like, if his character does anything.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking about it, like, for, like, Naruto, like, Shippuden and shit.
Mhm.
Does he become someone?
Is Konohamaru anyone?
Because Dragon Ball Z does that, where, like, in GT, someone, like, Trunks and Gohan are, like, adults and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, fuck.
Possible
Or
thing.
Trunks and Goten, I don't know.
Right.
One of the Go brothers.
Right.
Go.
Back at the tower, Hayate congratulates the victors. Meanwhile, Sakura asks about Sasuke, but Kakashi waves her questions away before he just dips, leaving Sakura to record information on the finals.
That was so sad, just her going, oh, bye.
Yeah.
Like,
Well-
okay.
It was so stupid. He was like, I'm going to leave. You do it. Goodbye.
Yeah, he
And
really-
she was
But he's
"I'm
like,
not-
you gotta
okay."
like at this point, Sakura's gotta accept he's like Willy Wonka. He's just gonna do his own
Whoa.
It's very true. Yeah, I mean, like
It is
he's
like
magical and interesting, but also he really betrays everyone.
He's
Yeah,
he's
no,
really
he needs a
Wonka during
therapist.
the boat scene.
Yeah, exactly. A little creepy, and although he's far from the creepiest adult man we'll talk about this week.
I actually have to leave. I have a thing. I gotta go.
Oh god. Yeah. Elsewhere, this is back to the people we thought were creepy before these episodes. Kabuto informs Orochimaru that the preliminaries have ended. Orochimaru considers that the world has been in peace for much too long. And then Kabuto is like, yes, I should kill the third Hokage. And Orochimaru is like, don't kill the third Hokage. And Kabuto's like, what are you, sentimental for... I know this sounds crazy, but there's a reason that I'm describing it this way. Kabuto's like, what are you, sentimental for your old teacher? And then he's like, oh, you plan to spark a war between the villages. And Orochimaru's like, ah, you're so perceptive. Now, who's the creepy one? And if that sounded confusing, it was, right? Like, their dialogue was horribly written.
That was
Yeah.
Yeah.
the fact. Beyond first, like the fact that Orochimaru is calling Kabuto creepy.
Yeah.
Dude,
I wrote that down.
what?
I was like,
Who are you, bro?
You have the right.
Yeah, I know, seriously. But, and just the whole thing, it was like, do you miss your teacher? Yes, I'm planning to use Sasuke to start a war between villages.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
What?
it just sounds so stupid.
I just, and I didn't check with the manga, I'm sure it's much clearer, but it just,
Probably.
what the hell?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
They
could not
definitely,
follow
like,
the conversation.
They definitely only had the voice actors for like a really short amount
They
of
just
time.
couldn't do retakes.
And they were like, you know what? It's fine. You forgot, like, you skipped a bunch of lines, but like, don't even worry
It
about
does,
it.
that's
We'll
what it
just-
feels like. It feels like they
No,
skipped
because it's
several
like
lines.
it was happening, and I was like, am I in a bad play right now?
Right?
Because
Yeah.
like a lot of times in like theater, if they're like the actors aren't prepared or something's going wrong, they jump lines.
It's like they improv'd and tried to fix it.
And they didn't remember the rules of improv.
they just made each other look
Such a
horrible.
mistake. Yeah. Speaking of bad theater, one time, okay, so when I was in what do you call it? Middle school. My theater teacher wrote his own production of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy for the stage. And it was a mixed media with the movie projected for the scenes that we couldn't do because of like technological limitations, and then us performing his original stage play on the stage. Yeah, it was as crazy as it sounds, because we also didn't learn our lines in time, so we kept jumping around between scenes and just kind of guessing. And then one day the projector broke, right? And he had convinced the principal to make the whole school go see the show.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and so the projector broke, and it was like 95 degrees in the auditorium. It was also like in the middle of the summer. And so it was burning hot, and everyone was trapped in there. And we were on stage, frozen. Well, actually, just one girl was, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, "What do I do? Where do I go?" Because the show couldn't move forward without the projector, right?
Yeah.
And everyone was burning up. And he was like, "No, just stay there. We'll get it fixed soon." And it was like an hour and a half.
Oh my god.
Until eventually he was like, "We're calling," because people were starting to sneak out, and it was like madness. So, just speaking of horrible play experiences.
That'd kill me, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I respect that, like, stage reading so much. I can't learn lines that well, so, like, it'd probably be the best for me to do anything on stage.
yeah.
But I think it looks really ugly. Like,
Reading on stage?
yeah, just as a
If
medium.
it's done properly,
If it's done
I
properly,
think it's
yeah.
good.
I don't know, man. Like, if you came to the live show last week, you know that Next Door, my play, was being put on.
Yeah.
And apparently it was a staged reading, which I wasn't told about.
Yeah, they were they all stage readings?
No.
No,
Yeah.
But no.
Just yours?
Yes, but some of the actors took the fucking time to learn their goddamn
Well,
lines, and they
so-
didn't for mine.
Well, so the thing is,
Like, they all had their...
stage readings usually include very minimal blocking
Mm-hmm.
and no set or prop aside from something if a motion is
So
like,
what do you call it when somebody just
necessary.
has their script on stage? Just having your script on stage?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, because all of those shows, like, they had blocking,
Which is what I'm saying.
but they also all had their scripts.
They weren't staged
So-
they weren't
Well, what was
actual
it then?
stage
Yeah, yeah. Is there, like, a term for that, then?
unprofessional.
Damn!
Like-
Fuck you.
Good roast.
Because if they like a lot of them did learn their lines.
Yeah. Not
like
mine.
that one girl, the little one,
Uh-huh.
knew all of her lines
Yeah.
for
That
everyone.
was really good. Yeah. I hope that you came and saw my show. You probably didn't if you're listening, but it was I put
It
a
was
lot of work
written
into it.
really well. All of them
It
were
wasn't
written
done so
really well.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Well, people out there haven't seen them, so we probably shouldn't talk
Yeah.
about them for too long.
Yeah.
Moving on. Kabuto didn't know about those 3 sound genin that are also taking the Chunin exams, and because of that, he suspects that Orochimaru doesn't fully trust him. Orochimaru counters, though, and he's like, "Oh no, that actually proves my trust, because I trusted that you'd be able to, like, adapt and improvise and work with them and stuff."
That was not an answer.
Yeah, no,
That's so worse.
It continues.
Yeah.
This scene, it just feels like they're not really talking to each
Yeah.
other. Maybe
Yeah.
that's like a metaphor or something, but I don't know.
What did we play? Fucking that phone game that I have.
Florence?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, ever since we did that, dialogue is not the same
Yeah,
anymore.
I know. So there's this game called Florence, right? And you like play through this lady's relationship,
Yeah.
but it's like it's really artful. It's fucking incredible,
Beautiful.
And when you argue, you have to. It's like a puzzle. You have to build your speech. Bubble. Yeah. And like you have to. It's like a race against the other person because it's in an argument. And it's so like emotionally
And
impactful.
when you first start off, like it's like into 3 pieces, and then as they get more and more comfortable talking, it's like 2 pieces, and then it's just one big piece.
Yeah, and it's like because it's really easy for them to talk to each other.
It's
Yeah.
so good. I have it on my phone if you guys want to play it.
Oh,
It's
I
like
like
an
that.
hour
Yeah, I just
long.
wrote it
Yeah,
down.
it
It's
doesn't even
so
take that long.
good.
Raj and I just sat down and like played it
Yeah.
like, together. Yeah, it was. It's
We were
really
like
good.
gonna cry at one point.
Dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
that game is fucking amazing.
So
That's
good.
crazy.
Yeah, big ups to Florence.
Yeah.
But so Orochimaru is like, not only do I trust you so much because I trusted you to improvise,
Yeah.
also kidnapping Sasuke is your job now, so I trust you with that. And then Kabuto's like, you already want to kidnap Sasuke? And Orochimaru's like, yes, because of Naruto, because Orochimaru fears the influence that Naruto has over Sasuke. He's like lightening the dark, vengeful burden within his heart, and
It's so sweet.
yeah, but it also makes him harder for Orochimaru to manipulate.
It's-
Just
Yeah,
also
which is
so
good for us.
sweet.
Oh, right.
We're on
It's such a weird
Orochimaru's side.
dynamic of like Naruto's influencing Sasuke. Not
Yeah,
the
I
other
know.
way- like, the
Love
other way around.
it. We love
But
character
Sasuke would be like, let's ditch school and go
development.
smoke pot, bro.
Yeah, but it's like a positive thing, and Orochimaru notices because in the Forest of Death when they were fighting, Sasuke dove in with like no fear of death.
Yeah.
And that's not something that Orochimaru expected because he's supposed to want to stay alive and destroy his brother and be vengeful, but like
Yeah.
Sasuke wanted to protect his friends.
Sasuke's just sad.
Aw.
Yeah.
He's just misunderstood, mom.
He's just a sad boy.
He doesn't. Raj's parents got murdered. His whole plan's dead.
Oh my god. He said he was more powerful than his brother.
Wait,
Ooh, I
Raj
did
did.
say that.
really?
With the plunger in my hand.
But, I mean-
oh right, yes.
I mean,
Sharingan,
Yeah, no.
plunger.
Raj's quest to plunge his brother is very similar to
Plunge him into the abyss, bro.
exactly.
Fuck
Yeah.
you
Much like
guys.
Sasuke and Itachi. Kabuto begins to leave, but Orochimaru stops him, informing him that if he desires mutiny...
Actually, if I could just jump in here.
Go for it.
I know at some point we're going to be really big, and we're going to have some really dedicated fans. And at some point we're going to have a meet and greet or something, and one of you are going to come up to me with a plunger, with like just unprompted, and you're going to plunge me. I'm going to let you know now, I'm not okay with that. I will fight you, and I will press charges. Don't even do this now, okay?
And I will press charges.
No, trust me. My hands are way stronger than any plunger can be now.
Whoa!
I will kill you with my bare hands.
He just suctions their heart out with his
Yeah,
hand.
he's fought with a plunger so much over the course of his life that he's absorbed the power, so he can just hold it out, and it's like, yeah.
I've been plunged once, and I've lost years of sleep. So don't fucking try, you assholes.
All right, guys, don't plunge Rod.
That's this week's episode.
You gave them the idea.
Episode what?
I want to
Don't
fight people,
plunge Rod.
Katie.
No, it was like a joke. Like that's where we're.
That's
ending.
the moral of the story.
That's got
The
it.
end.
Kabuto begins to leave, but oh yes, so Orochimaru stops him, and he's like, "If you want to defeat me, your only chance is to kill Sasuke now."
This is where the dialogue was any form of good.
Yes,
I think
it made sense here.
Yeah.
Basically, Kabuto is only about as strong as Kakashi, which is also interesting.
That's crazy.
kind of a lot. But that means that Kabuto would stand no chance in a fight against Orochimaru.
Which means Kakashi would have gotten his ass beat.
Yeah, which we kind of knew
Yeah.
because when Orochimaru like ran up on him and then left, Kakashi was like, "Oh,
I should buy a lottery ticket."
what a crazy way to say that was lucky." I wonder if there's a lottery in the ninja world.
Oh, definitely. If there's porn there, bro.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. There's...
Vices lead to each other.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Orochimaru's words shake Kabuto, but Orochimaru's like, "Oh no, only joking about the whole mutiny and murder thing." And Kabuto dips. He heads over to Sasuke. Then we cut back to the tower, and the third Hokage announces that the finals will be held in a month. Thank fuck these kids get some goddamn rest.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
for us, it's been like, I don't know, like a month or two of just this Chunin exam. Oh wait, actually, you guys came on for the Chunin exams. So it's
Yeah.
been 3 months of the Chunin exams, and the I believe the Forest of Death was the day after the written exam, or maybe even it was the day after. Yeah. So for it seems like a while for us, but for them it's been like a week straight of this test.
Yeah,
But
they were like all complaining that they got a month.
right.
Like they were all like, a month? What are we supposed to do in a month?
Well,
And
I
it's
think
like,
I think at this point you're just surprised, you know. You're like, I haven't slept in a week. Just fucking give it to me, man. But yeah, basically, it is to give them time to rest and prepares, but it's also for to give the Leaf Village time to announce the winners of the Chunin exam so far and to invite leaders to come view the finals.
Yeah.
But the kids need this time to prepare because now they know each other's moves. So in the next round, it won't just be like, oh, this is my hidden jutsu, and like, oh, this is my special attack. It'll be, I know your special attack. Here's my new special attack that counters
Which
it.
is, I don't know, that's kind of stupid because some people, like Shikamaru won without using a special attack. Like, they knew he had his shadow shit.
Yeah.
But he won with, not really with the, it was concussion.
Yeah, but
His concussion.
that's true.
was concussion.
His shadow shit is his special attack, though, you know, like,
Yeah.
ultimately. No, you're right.
Yeah,
I
no,
like...
There's just not,
Yeah, but I do think it's interesting because it really pushes them to learn new techniques and to be like...
Which is true.
Yeah.
But again, in Shikamaru's case, this dude doesn't want to learn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and that's another thing. Like, some of these kids... like, Naruto has one jutsu, and it's
Yeah.
clones. So, like...
And sexy women.
That's true, sexy jutsu. But I don't think that's going to work on who his opponent is, which we find out in just a moment. But first, it cuts to Sasuke's hospital room, and the Anbu guards, those 3 that have been positioned to guard him, it doesn't even show it. They've just been wiped out by Kabuto, and he walks up to Sasuke all menacingly.
I got really confused.
Yeah.
Because, like, in my brain, I think I was so confused from Kabuto and
Orochimaru's
Orochimaru's conversation.
Yeah.
That I like didn't process what they were saying and that he was supposed to go and kill Sasuke.
No. Okay, wait. What were they saying? Because I thought he was.
I didn't think he was
Orochimaru
gonna
told
go
him
to-
to kidnap Sasuke, and then I think he said like, oh, if you were gonna defy me, you would kill Sasuke,
Right,
not
yeah.
me, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
'cause he couldn't
okay.
kill
So he's
Sasuke.
not
What-
supposed to kill Sasuke.
whatever
but
they
then
were
it looked
saying,
like
I
he
was
was gonna
didn't-
kill
confused.
Sasuke.
Yeah. I didn't think he was supposed
No.
to, like,
Okay.
it confused me for him being there.
No, but then he was supposed to kidnapped, but it looked like he was going to kill him.
It was
which
so
does that
badly
mean
written.
Kabuto's
Right.
good?
Well,
Like, I'm really confused.
I think we were supposed to wonder. We were supposed to be like, oh, is Kabuto gonna betray Orochimaru? Because what happens is...
Okay.
Like when Anakin has the
but
lightsaber in front of the
he
kids.
Exactly.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah. Because...
Sorry.
Yeah, did you have a different question?
Well, I didn't have a question. I was just making a comment.
Oh, sure.
Well, a story.
Know
I
the
guess.
difference, bitch.
I got like I was really confused after their conversation. So
Yeah.
when Kabuto walked in,
It was like...
and the Black Ops guys were
Yeah.
like laying down, I was like, why are they napping?
Yeah.
That's such a weird fucking time to nap. And I was like, oh, they got knocked the fuck out. Okay.
Yes, they got knocked out. So Sasuke's in the hospital room, and he has a breathing mask, and there's a life support system next to him, and he's all messed up.
Curse Mark gave him asthma, bro.
Dude.
What a way to go.
Apparently so. Which is weird because you would think he wouldn't have asthma since he's breathing fire all the time. There's probably a lot of...
Well, that's probably why he has the asthma.
Yeah.
That's actually an excellent point. I did not think of that at all. But yeah, good point. Kabuto walks up to Sasuke and he considers the burden of genius, which put both of them in Orochimaru's sights. And he also is like, oh, and there's a lot of evil in Sasuke's heart, which makes him prime for Orochimaru's jutsu.
Yeah.
Yes. And simultaneously to this, and this is where it sort of kind of answers your question, or it tries to anyways, because it shows Orochimaru wondering. He's like, oh, will Kabuto betray me and kill Sasuke?
My
And
favorite character.
Kabuto.
Yeah.
Kabuto is Kabuto's good twin.
Kabutops, Pokemon.
Kabutops?
Yeah.
Oh.
Kabuto.
Thank you for... I think Kabuto actually is a Pokemon, first of all. Not this Kabuto, obviously, but like a Pokemon named Kabuto. Thanks for bringing up Pokemon, though, because now I can tag this with Pokemon. And since Sword and Shield came out this past weekend, it'll be good for our SEO.
Yeah.
Search
Money
engine
on the mind always.
optimization. Oh, Rick and Morty. That's another term.
There we go. Another hashtag. Expect it.
Yeah. Man. Wait, what did you say?
There definitely is a Pokemon Kabuto, I think. Isn't it the little...
I think it's
And then I
Kabuto.
think-
He's like the little praying
No, but I think
mantis
that's
brown
the-
thing, yeah.
I think it's Kabuto, and then the next one's Kabutops, like the evolution.
Kabutops. That's pretty
I
funny.
think. I could be so wrong,
Well,
but I think so.
Kabuto in Japanese means helmet.
Oh, yeah, and he does look like a helmet. He's like a little brown, like, shell guy.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the next one is Kabutops, I think.
Exactly.
You know what
Yes.
made me freak out as a kid when it came to Pokemon? When there was like a section of Pokemon with different names. So like there was Hitmonlee and Hitmonchamp. Just the fact that they both started with Hitmon and they did one just kicks and one punches.
Are they related? What's the
Yeah.
story?
Like Reggie Ice and Reggie Steel and Reggie Rock.
And
Like,
Reggie Zame, the guy from Nintendo.
and like just the idea of those guys just like existing. Like, are they related?
Yeah.
Oh, what is
Are
the
they
gimmick?
related?
What is it? Is it like the Finches? Were they adapt? Who knows? I've been watching South Park a lot.
Are they related?
Fair. No, see, that's what I'm talking about. When you watch something a lot, your voice changes,
Yeah.
right? That's exactly
I
what
did that
mean,
from
man.
The Mighty Boosh when I watched it as a kid. And now suddenly I'm British sometimes.
Yes.
It's weird because I'm with people who like somebody commented on it recently. Like, why
Yeah.
did you have an accent at the end of that sentence? And I'm like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
want to escape this eternal hell.
Well, that's
That's what Liam and I do on
exactly.
the daily.
But luckily, I've created this character for myself in my everyday life where I can just do accents and people don't question it, which is good because I slip into them all the
Oh
time.
my god.
Yeah.
So recently in our friend group, like
6 deaths.
new 6 deaths and
R.I.P.
new people have been like joining.
Uh-huh.
And one time I think I may have been talking to Liam, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I started doing my accent that I do only when I'm talking to Liam.
Right.
And the new kid was like, "Why are you doing an accent?"
It's
and
like-
I was like, "Cause I feel like
It's fun to just do accents sometimes.
Yeah.
But I like felt so. I was like,
Yeah.
somebody just questioned
It's like-
my accent.
Gosh,
like
it's-
I was like,
It's weird that you don't think this is like a normal
This
thing
is just how I
for people
talk.
to do. This is
If you
just
come
life.
into our group, you need to accept that we're a bit theatrical.
It's true. Yeah, but it's fun though.
It is fun.
I love myself a little bit of drama. Right. So Orochimaru is like, oh, will Kabuto betray me? And Kabuto takes out a scalpel and he holds it up to Sasuke's neck, and we're like, oh, is he gonna kill Sasuke?
Wanna do surgery?
It's pretty good tension building.
Yeah.
I think. Like,
I
Yeah.
really thought he was gonna cut a little hole in the breathing mask and be like, okay.
So did I.
now you'll have an asthma
That's what
attack.
I thought.
It looks like an accident now.
Orochimaru's evil plan all the time make you uncomfortable for a few hours until they get you an inhaler up here. But Kabuto does not do any of that.
It's just one of those things. I think that's kind of worse than just straight up killing him.
Yeah.
Because like I'm still really sick. Like, it's getting worse, I think. I might need to die at some point. But my nose is clogged, and
Same.
you just kind of take for granted breathing through your nose.
Dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It keeps me up at night. I'm like, you
Raj.
should take it for granted. What's up?
So I do yoga.
What's up?
And
You do?
all of the breathing in yoga is in and out of your nose.
It's not in through your nose, out through your mouth?
No, it's...
Isn't that like the whole shtick?
It depends, like, if they specify, like, in through your nose, out through your mouth for a super deep, like, cleansing breath, then it is. But, like, when you're doing, like, poses and stuff, it's usually in and out of your nose. Doing yoga as a mouth breather... it's so... My zen is just
It's
gone.
like Darth Vader doing yoga.
I don't know. I'm really self-conscious about my breathing. It, like, bothers me. When I walk around high and I listen to music, I just kind of, like, unconsciously start heavily breathing.
Well, fucking Allie always tells me that when I'm watching a play or a movie, I start breathing differently, and she always tells me that it's really loud and strange sounding. That can't be right, right?
I don't pay attention
I
to
never
you.
You don't just
noticed
go-
it.
I guess like something exciting happens in the play, and I'm like, wow.
Okay.
I've sat next to you watching movies and plays,
That's
and
not
I've never
true, right?
noticed that.
It's slander.
Oh my god.
Yes. So anyways, Kabuto doesn't do anything weird to Sasuke.
He doesn't breathe like that.
He just leans over him with the scalpel and he's just like, this is such a hard decision. I'll just breathe on him for a while. You know, I needed to do yoga today anyways. Now's the perfect chance.
Oh my god, no. Specified breathing is a real thing. Do it.
Yeah, no, and it is important, so that's why
important to
Kabuto did
breathe.
it. But then he holds the scalpel to Sasuke's neck, and he throws it behind him at Kakashi, who approached.
Okay,
Right.
another thing that confused me.
Uh-huh.
I thought Kakashi suddenly could just, like, take things.
The force? Like a fucking jet.
You thought he plunged it out of Kabuto's hand?
Stole it, so you
I was like, wow, I didn't know Kakashi is that powerful that he just stole that from him from across the room. Fuck, what is that called?
Powerful plumber Kakashi.
Yeah.
No, not the Force. It's,
Hey, it's a me, Kakashi.
fuck, what is it called?
Carrie
does it.
Unicorn.
Oh.
Witchcraft?
No, it's...
Telekinesis.
Yeah, telekinesis.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, Kakashi can do telekinesis? Telekakashi? Come on.
Telekakashi.
That's great.
Wow, thank
Powerful
you.
plumber Telekakashi.
Yeah.
Do I
it's
get a gold star?
Dude, there have been, man, well, we'll see. There have been so many things so far in the episode that I've been like, oh, that'd be a good title. And I don't even know
Okay,
yet.
you always say that, you son of a bitch.
I know, I always say this is going to be a title, and
literally,
then I go out of my
one
way to
day-
make it something
One day
different.
I texted Allie immediately after you said, it was supposed to be Neji's gentle fisting. And I was like, remember this
That's
phrase.
funny.
Yeah, that's
And
a
then
good
you
one.
didn't do it, so it just looked like I was texting
Oh,
Allie,
yeah.
Neji's
But you
gentle
know
fisting.
why? Because... Wait, you didn't give the context with the text. You weren't like, the episode title.
No,
you just
I
said
literally
Neji's
said, remember this sentence, Neji's gentle fisting.
It'll be important.
I
At
had
some
something
point in
when
your
you
life.
dolphined it.
I actually sent that email, everybody. That was me.
Morgan is the 11-year-old. Wait, that might have been someone else. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Anyways, yes, Kakashi does not use the Force. Kabuto throws the scalpel at him and he catches it out of the air. Kabuto is like, oh, are you sure you can really fight me? You should have positioned 10 Anbu guards if you really wanted to protect Sasuke.
But that, like, from a difference of what, like 5 in there?
Yeah, I think there were 3
There
on
were
the ground.
3.
Yeah, so it's just like, it's 10, buddy.
I know.
That's just a crowded room. Come on.
I
Yeah,
know, what
that's
would they
so
be
many
doing?
people.
He needs breathing
Exactly.
room. He's breathing.
Exactly, yeah. He
He's
does need
breathing.
room.
He is breathing.
Kakashi is impressed by Kabuto and demands to know what he wants from Sasuke because only we know about all this Orochimaru stuff, which I realized over the course of this scene that, like, I don't even think Kakashi knows that he's tied to Orochimaru, which is crazy.
No, yeah.
He questions it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
But
is
like,
like,
when he first goes in there, he's like,
Yeah,
what
he
the fuck are
doesn't.
you doing?
He's like, I'm gonna arrest you, and then we'll find out about if you have a link to Orochimaru. And Kabuto's like, I don't even think you could take me down. And also, even if you did arrest me, you wouldn't be able to link me to Orochimaru.
Yeah.
So,
Which is
Which,
weird, 'cause
in
that-
saying that, you're like, yeah, I'm definitely linked with you. You're trying to find a tie, bitch.
Yeah.
But that indicates that there's a judicial system was like a court and a trial and everything.
Well, yeah,
we
right.
know
in the ninja world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, and we know that they at least have torture because Ibiki, the guy who ran the written section of the exam, if you remember, he's also their torture specialist.
So they're still in that like point of like the American judicial system where you had like the death penalty.
Yeah, it's like a point in the American judicial system where it seems like it's fair, but it actually targets minorities and also we tortor people.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
So it's
I'm
like
sorry.
modern day.
I'm see- right,
Baby, we're
right now.
living in this
Yeah.
time.
But,
It's a white man's world and we're living in it.
Yeah.
Well, I am, not these three people.
well, we are living in the
We
I'm
are
world.
being
living
tortured
in the
constantly.
same world.
Right. Yeah, no. It's I guess you could say it's a white man's world and we're running it. Yeah.
Yep, you are running it.
That's why we're wearing Crocs, bro.
Liam,
they're
you're
good for
kind of
running.
the enemy. You're kind of the. That was a good one.
Swish.
You're kind of the enemy here
Yeah.
because Raj is a male
Uh-huh.
and a minority.
True.
And we're white but female.
That's true.
So fuck you.
Yeah. Well, ultimately.
So fuck you,
Yeah,
asshole.
it's like yeah. If I did nope, I have nothing. It's true. Yeah, my it's my fault. I guess is
It's all your fault.
the moral of the story. What was I saying about Naruto?
he's a white
Kakashi. Oh, he recognizes Kabuto because he's like, "Oh, you're the son of the medical corps chief. Are you Orochimaru's puppet?" And then that's when he's like, you have no proof.
Leave me alone.
You
Yeah.
need proof.
Kakashi draws his kunai and he's like, "Let's go, bitch!" And then Kabuto, he's like, "I'm not gonna answer any of your questions." And then he draws this cool kunai.
The
that's got-
coolest fucking knife.
It's got a curve in
This
it.
is- the curve makes everything.
It's definitely the equivalent of a switchblade.
Like
True.
Okay,
The
it's
switchblades
like,
are cool.
They are.
It's like when you play like Dark Souls and you have like broadsword, longsword, and scimitar.
That's what I'm
It's
talking
like, I went for
about.
the scimitar.
It's so
it
much
looks
more
like a
badass.
dancing sword.
And Kabuto holds it up to Sasuke's neck. But then Kakashi's like, no.
Bro,
No more of this. Yeah,
love belt.
in a flash, he shoots up to Kabuto and he knocks his weapon to the side, and then he grabs him in like a hole and he pins him to the ground.
Speedy boy.
But then one of the Anbu on the floor stands up.
he just gets up.
Yeah, no,
and
it's
runs.
very casual, and he like runs for the door. It's so strange. And then one of Kakashi's clones just kind of appears and stands in the doorway.
Bro, this entire scene was just like
It's very strangely casual
Yeah.
from what's going on.
I can't understand the amount of nonchalantness where you just see this guy just like slowly get up
I
and just
know.
go, all right, Crocs on,
I know.
let's go.
Crocs on.
I had a moment where I
Crocs
was
are in
like,
active
wait,
mode.
one, they were dead a second ago.
Right.
Two,
It-
what?
Is this just the Anbu waking up from his nap and being like, "Ooh, shit's going down. This is my lunch break." So, but the Kabuto that we thought was Kabuto has gone limp in Kakashi's hold, and so the real Kakashi and his clone get up and surround the Anbu member. But then another Anbu member stands up and just leaps out the window, just yeets the fuck out of there. Kakashi gets over to the window just in time to see the Anbu remove. It's so dumb. As he's falling down, he takes his mask off menacingly, and it's like, haha, it was me, Kabuto, under the
It
mask.
was like the combination of every like it was like Halloween.
Yeah.
And like
It was Scooby-Desk,
Scooby Desk.
one might say. Scooby-Doo-esque.
no, I got it.
Oh, yeah.
But like
I know.
why?
What is he doing? And why is he revealing himself? And there's a lot of questions.
It's every movie where the villain is wearing a mask and
Yeah.
at some point takes it off and is like, "Aha!
Right.
I've escaped."
But he would have gotten away for it if it wasn't for that meddling Kakashi. Kakashi releases... Thank you. Kakashi releases his clone jutsu, and the first Anbu member that got up falls limply to the floor. Then Kakashi goes up to Kabuto's body and confirms his suspicion that Kabuto used dead soul jutsu, which temporarily... I know. It transformed an actual Anbu corpse into himself, and at the same time, he erased his heartbeat and scent and pretended to be a corpse.
I feel like it's a little pretentious of him to say, "Oh yeah, that confirms my suspicion."
Yeah, I know.
It's within that 1 second window where he lost.
Yeah. No, he definitely had no idea what was going on, and then when he went over, he was like, yeah, it's classic.
Classic. Come on. If you knew, you would have done something.
If I had my Sharingan out, I would have got this in 2
I'm so
seconds.
tired.
He
I
just
was
like
taking
picks
a
up and
nap.
he's like, yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah. It's like when it's like when someone's explaining something that you didn't know, but you want to make it seem that way, so you just kind of repeat the end of what they were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. A classic. Or like if someone's like, "Hey, do you know this song?" and then they describe it to you, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I love that song."
Every conversation I've ever had ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. Which I hate, though, because, okay, like, I'm intimately familiar with Monsters, Inc. Like, arguably...
I didn't.
I know that's where this is going.
Arguably, to a strange degree, right? Like, I quote it a lot. And oftentimes I'll ask people, "Hey, do you know Monsters, Inc.?" And they'll be like, oh yeah, I guess I sort of know it, like they saw when they were a kid or something, and then I'll be like, well, we can neither confirm nor deny the presence of a human child here tonight, and they'll be like, what are you saying? And I'll be like, Harryhausen's, and again, they'll be like, what are you talking about? It's Monsters Inc. quotes, and if I ask you if you know Monsters Inc.,
well, that's just dumb people. Like, nobody's gonna just randomly be like, do you know Monsters Inc? And then quote something else or say something random.
No, I'm that way. Like, I could tell you I've seen Sky High 400,000 times.
Have you?
I just can't tell you a single quote.
But not dumb because they don't know the quote.
I can tell you one. Dad, an Xbox for me?
See?
But not dumb because they don't know it's a quote from that. Dumb because in what context would somebody be like, do you know Monsters Inc?
And then,
life is like a box of chocolate.
That's not a quote from Monsters Inc.
Exactly.
That's the point.
We got a 2319. That is a quote from Monsters Inc.
Nobody would ask if you know a movie and then quote a different movie.
So if they're like, what are you talking about?
Dumb. You're like, oh yeah, ha ha ha.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just I don't know. If I ask you if you know something, and people say yes when they just have like a vague recollection of it, But I feel like if you're asking someone if they know something, you probably have a point,
I don't know. There's this one in like the regard of like I like music a lot,
Right.
And when you see someone wearing like commonly it's like a Metallica T-shirt, like a Nirvana shirt, you're like, oh, you like Nirvana, and they're like, who? Or like, oh, or like, you know who Kurt Cobain is? They're like, no idea. Like, what shirt are you wearing? Oh, it's my Nirvana shirt. It's like,
yeah.
But I don't want to be a dickhead about it. Like, I let people wear what they. Like,
that I get, but I also don't get because when I was like in my formative years, I was in like band T culture.
Yeah.
Like, not the same band T culture. But people were like, oh, if you haven't listened to more than 5 of their songs, you're not allowed to wear their merch. And I'm like, maybe I just like how the shirt looks. Fuck off. Like, people wear Yale sweatshirts, and none of you are going to Yale. Fuck off.
I guess that's true.
I just think, like, why are you buying, like, music merch if you don't know their music?
the artist,
that makes no sense.
Because it looks cool.
Yeah, some of them have cool designs, although, like, some of
But, like, to a degree, you should know what you're buying.
Yeah, it is a little weird to rep
I think
something
overall
that
you
you're
should
not
be
familiar
conscious of what you're buying, what it stands for, what it supports.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, very much so. Because you wouldn't want, like, you wouldn't want to buy a band that, like, like Three Doors Down or something like that.
It's like why buying from, like, Nestle, like, water, like, pisses me off.
Yeah, exactly,
like,
yeah.
aggressively.
Wait, don't you eat at Chick-fil-A?
No, not anymore. No.
I was going to say, what are you talking about?
Look. I, for a while, back in Queens, it was, like, the coolest thing to do was to go to the mall and go to Chick-fil-A. And I haven't done that since I got into college last year.
And everybody yelled at you.
That's legit.
People educated me that it's a terrible place and why
I think I yelled at you.
Yeah,
you did all yell at me.
That's how it goes in college. If you're getting a social justice warrior, you half explain it, half just yell because you're just angry at the world.
No, I'm glad I'm like educated on. Like I don't blame people for like we should honestly.
Did you see? Apparently they upped their donation to like anti-gay.
Yeah, no,
stuff.
Chick-fil-A is still like a bunch of shit.
Yeah, they just like doubled down,
awful.
which makes sense since Trump's gonna get reelected. Which sucks.
The reality of like our world is kind of the worst thing ever.
I reckon this time next year we'll probably start throwing in like, hey, you should go vote, not for Trump. just like really, just softly. Like, we can compare him to the bad guys in Naruto because there are some weird similarities.
And go vote. Tell your friends to go vote.
But really go. Oh well, we kind of just missed a voting day.
I know, but regardless, start the process now.
Talk about it.
Yeah,
register
to
vote.
Because
be angry.
Yeah,
it's your future.
Stay angry because there's lots to be angry about.
Talk about it. Don't ever stop talking about it. Start a podcast about it. Be fucking mad.
Yeah. Anyways, so Kakashi, despite the fact that he pretends like he knew what Kabuto was doing, he also is like, oh wow, this is a hardcore jutsu. I mean, Dead Soul jutsu is badass, you know? Mm-hmm. And he's like, wow, with this kind of power under Orochimaru, I have to get stronger.
Yeah.
Which was interesting to hear from him, I think.
He also threw in, like, the title is like, oh, if the chief medical coroner's son is
working with Orochimaru.
Yeah, adopted son. I think that's, like, an important detail.
Right,
too.
Yeah,
because then...
Well, because we know that they just found Kabuto at the scene of a battle.
Yeah. So, the fact that he's, like, a medical coroner.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't it, like, I just thought it was, like, a gimmick that he had a scalpel on him. Like,
yeah, no, it's, like, legit. He's, like, a medical boy.
He was trying to do surgery.
Yeah.
Me as fuck.
Yeah, right. Dr. Morgan, classic.
I think the aesthetics of a first aid kit are really cool. Like, I'd get a first aid kit never to use.
Okay, I have 5.
Well, so clearly you like the aesthetic too.
I just like how they look. I'd like take just the case and like put it on my wall, honestly.
Honestly, there's nothing I love more in the world than like old fashion and like culture items. And like first aid kits, like home first aid kits from like the 40s and 50s are
so nice.
noise.
Noise.
They're
Chef
just
kiss.
like they're like this classic like sleek white metal box with just the red cross on
Yeah.
it. And they're fucking dope.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Speaking of noise, I've been rewatching
Noise?
Noise.
Oh, noise. Okay,
I've
sorry.
been watching Key and Peele again.
Yeah.
They really like shaped a lot of like
Culture,
like
bro.
culture.
Yeah.
It's just like weird that like I've been getting into Chappelle since my roommate's really into Chappelle.
Wait, so at the same time you've been getting into Key and Peele and Chappelle?
No, so I've been into Key and Peele since like they started.
Oh, okay.
And I never really knew Chappelle, so now
Yeah.
like and like over the past year I've seen the occasional like few skits. I watched the racial draft like once every 2 days. But it now like we're watching episodes and
Yeah.
whole things, and it's like
Chappelle's shaped like not just comedy, but like the way we talk about race.
exactly. And then I was remembering this one interview where Chappelle's like, "I've been watching Key and Peele do my show for years."
Yeah.
and he's not wrong.
No, he's really. I mean, Key and Peele are fantastic.
They're funny on their own right, but like Comedy Central like fucked over Chappelle.
Yeah,
so
they were
bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't actually know. I don't remember why Chappelle got out of the comedy game.
I think it was something to do with Comedy Central.
Yeah?
Something about
Oh, interesting.
Def.
But he's back now, and apparently his new specials are really good. So
He's only doing live specials. They're funny.
that makes sense though, because like his whole thing is like if you take it out of context,
Yeah.
then it's not funny and it seems canceled. But like these are things that should be said. But
Yeah.
you know. Like, that's why a lot of comedians now are, like, don't record my set because you'll post it on Twitter and everyone will be like, oh, that's so canceled. But, like, it's a joke and there's no context in a tweet.
I just, like live stand-up's cool. My attention span kind of goes for most of that now.
Yeah.
I just wish he would do skits again.
Oh, yeah.
He's still a fucking genius when it comes to comedy.
Yeah, Chappelle's, he's a genius
And
in not just comedy, but, like, commentary.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would just love to
for
see
sure.
that. Or I've been really into the Whitest Kid.
Whitest Kids You Know.
Yeah, Whitest Kid You Know. Like,
Yeah.
I quoted the...
Interesting that you knew I would know that.
Yeah.
As the whitest kid you know.
When I'm really high, one of the voices I steal is the PCP skit where
yes.
where the guy walks in with a gallon of PCP and the other guy responds, "Wow, a whole gallon! Wow!" And I talk like that when I'm high, just when people are like talking, I'm like, "Wow, that's a lot of school hours! Wow, whoa,
That's-
homework."
Are you realizing now that you've heard Raj talk to you that way?
Yeah.
So was I. I was like, that's where that comes from.
Yeah, it's
I think we've heard that on the podcast.
I think that's how you always talk.
I'm pretty much in awe constantly.
Wow.
So, right. After Kakashi's like, boy, I have to get stronger, we go back to the arena, and Anko goes around to the remaining genin and has them draw a number on a piece of paper from a box. Once they've all drawn, they announce their number to Ibiki, and Naruto gets number 1. He's like, no, I'm number 1, of course.
Of course.
Jesus.
We get it. You're cool.
Yeah.
You want to match by farting. Whatever.
I mean, he really did, though.
No, but Naruto and like Shikamaru are great cases for kids who kind of cheat and like get their way. Because I'm that kid in high school, cheated constantly.
Yeah.
Now I'm at where I'm at, knowing no material.
Bro, I'm like damn near failing physics, right? I've talked many times on this podcast about how much I'm struggling in physics. And today, I just happened to sit in like a V. I was behind, and then on either side in front of me were like 2 really smart kids. And so they kept like flipping their papers to like check their answers, and I'd be like, oh, interesting. Not that that's a joke. Obviously, I would never cheat in college. There's an
Never cheat.
academic
They're like
college.
5-minute crafts.
What?
There's this Facebook page called 5-Minute Crafts
Yeah.
that does like school hacks. That's literally ways to cheat.
Oh yeah, you know a good way to cheat if you're out there. I know we have an 11-year-old listener and also many listeners in high school. Wait for somebody to cough in the room and then like whip your head around to look at them and then slowly bring your head back to the table while scanning people's papers. That's,
I think an important skill is to know how to cheat. Cheating kind of like...
I mean, if
It's
Naruto
so-
has taught us anything,
Yeah,
it's
no,
the-
cheating is the best way to do
yeah.
it.
There's
I
literally.
just said yep, but I was not a cheater in high school. Like,
Did you let people cheat off you?
I wasn't smart.
I
I did
failed.
both. I cheated and got cheated on.
I
so
just-
it was
would
Yeah.
let
write all
myself-
the answers on my arm and then just remember them because they were on my arm. And
No
not look at
fucking
them.
way. I thought that was such like a Disney Channel movie thing. Like I didn't think people actually
That's
did
in the
that
movies?
shit.
Yeah.
No, I did that.
I
No,
did
just
that
like a
too.
weird like
Oh,
white.
writing
they're
it
like-
on your arm, but
Yeah.
I didn't ever look at it.
Dude,
Like,
just
I
like a
just
weird
knew
white
she
suburban test
was
thing where they
there.
like write it on their thigh and they pull up their skirt and look like no one does that where I'm from.
It's-
That's not
I write it
real.
on my arm and then I just keep my
Okay.
sleeves down because I remember what my arm
She's
looks
from
like.
Eastchester.
You are
That is
from
true.
literally
My,
I think
my
the whitest
town
place I
isn't
know.
real.
Yeah, Katie pretty much lived
Yeah.
in like Lemonade Mouth her entire life.
Yes.
Which
Don't
is
make me
strange that
I
you
love
love that
Lemonade
movie.
Mouth.
That's such a like your town movie.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
very much so. Hey, Hashtag Disney Plus.
Hashtag lemonade mouth.
Keep that search engine optimization going, baby. Anyways, so the reason that everybody drew a number is because the 9 victors have been bracketed into a tournament.
Wait, quickly, we should just name the most popular thing in our head right now, so you can just hashtag it. Go, Stan Lee.
Oh,
Most popular thing. Just say something that's trending. Anything that's trending.
What are you into? Anything.
Always Sunny?
Always Sunny.
Not bad. Not bad.
Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star.
Ooh,
good
The
one.
internet.
Very nice. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because I wouldn't have thought of it.
I
You
know.
what I
No,
mean?
yeah, that's
very
good. They that would definitely be.
Yeah.
KSI versus Logan Paul.
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah. You know what? I was following Logan Paul's story on Snapchat a little bit because he's really in shape and I like working out.
Okay, but like he's in shape on crack.
Oh no, I mean like his entire life. Is devoted to being
Actually,
in
I've been
shape.
talking about you guys with this. So I'm back on Law and Order SVU, and there's this legendary episode where it's a gamer episode featuring a cameo first from Tobuscus of Toby Games.
Love it. Classic. Old school YouTube.
And then and the main antagonist who gets shot at the end by Ice-T is
Love it.
Logan Paul.
Really?
Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
that they're actors.
He gets
Logan Paul's in Law and
fucking
Order?
blasted, bro.
That is actually pretty crazy.
Yeah, and it's
Jake Paul was a Disney star. Like they
That
do
makes
like
sense.
actual
Well,
things.
yeah. I mean, like, yeah. It's all acting.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
But like in my brain, like
Everyone's
I
acting
forgot that they
always.
were.
Yeah. Oh damn.
I'm real.
That's very true.
Oh, I'm never real. I'm only real when I'm on like the carpet in the dark.
Yeah. No. Raj is always doing the PCP voice.
Constantly.
So yeah, the 9 victors have been bracketed, but we can't read the bracket because it's in Japanese. And
I'm used to it at this
I
point.
just
I'm
read
like, yep.
I like the way that the paradigm is like, all right. So one's gonna go with 2.
Yeah.
2's gonna go with 3.
exactly.
It's like,
I mean, like, but it's annoying because we can't read it. Anyways, I have it here, just so that I can read out who it is because the next like bit is just people reacting to who they're with. They're like, oh, I'm with this person. Naruto is the bracket is divided into 2 like larger sections. So it's like
a
it's
bracket.
stupid at the
Yeah,
end.
it's a bracket.
like a bracket. Yeah, that's a good point. Sorry, if you know what a bracket looks like, you know what this looks like. It's a bracket set for 10 people though, but because Ino and Sakura tied, there's only 9 of them there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So basically, in the first match, it's going to be Naruto versus Neji. Then Gaara versus Sasuke,
Crazy.
which is hype as hell.
Yeah, that's stupid hype.
Yeah. Kankuro is going to fight Shino.
Puppets versus bugs.
Yeah. And then...
Puppets versus bugs.
Yes. And then at the end, there's a weird 3 thing because there's another even number of them. It's going to be Shikamaru versus Dosu. And then whoever wins that is going to have to fight Temari, but Temari gets to sit the first round out.
Oh, lucky.
I know, right? Seriously. And Shikamaru's like, damn it, why couldn't I have been the one who got to sit it out and stuff?
He's like, man, extra work.
Yeah.
Like, he could have been fighting Gaara and he would be less pissed than he is.
Oh yeah, no,
getting
most
extra
definitely.
work.
Yeah. But the real question that Shikamaru asks is if because of this bracket system, only one of them is going to be able to become a Chunin, but the third explains that the final round is going to work a little differently than the preliminaries. Basically, the Hokage, Kazekage, various shinobi leaders, and officials from the larger lands that the shinobi villages exist in are going to come to judge the fights and evaluate contestants' abilities regardless of their actual win-loss. So basically, in theory, all of them could become Chunin, or none of them could become Chunin. Yeah, it's all performance-based, which is really interesting, I think.
It's interesting, but
it is.
it's so confusing to me that they had to make a bracket for it instead of just picking randomly.
Wait, what do you... Oh, instead of like
yeah.
what they did for the preliminaries?
Yeah, essentially.
Because why does that person need to demonstrate their skills so many times, like climbing the bracket?
Well, for
No, you get
No,
more
it's because they get more chances.
yeah.
Because there's a chance you could just not be picked. So if you were to...
so if you're eliminated first, it's less likely they're gonna...
Make you a Chunin, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you're fighting a certain someone and you just look better, even if you lose, if you put up a really good fucking fight...
Which I think is perfect. Rock Lee
Yeah.
would be a Chunin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%
exactly.
Rock
If
Lee
he-
would get it, yeah.
if he... Obviously now he might never fight again,
Yeah.
but...
Oh.
Yeah, not great. But if he could, and if it had been in the finals, I think he would have been promoted.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
Yeah, and so that's possible. And then also, I think they bracket them this early before the month so that they can prepare specifically. Like Naruto knows Neji does the gentle fist, and he can prepare to get fisted, you know?
I guess that makes sense. I don't know. It just like my brain was like, I don't.
I feel like such a
What?
kid laughing at Gentle Fist.
Yeah. And speaking of Naruto getting gentle fisted, the next couple episodes,
Oh my gosh.
we'll get to that. Naruto. Sorry. God damn it. Anyways, the Genin are dismissed, and Naruto is kind of freaking out. He's like, oh shit, even if I beat Neji, then I have to go up against either Sasuke or Gaara, and both of those are fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
he decides to ask Kakashi for some help training. He goes to the hospital that Sasuke's in, but he's turned away because there's like, oh, no visitors, because, you know, Sasuke's trying to get assassinated and kidnapped. And so, but Naruto in the lobby, he's like, what do you mean I can't visit? I'm here to see my friend.
That's like, if he were to just visit, that's a whole different, like, it's like Heavy Rain when you do one different thing.
Yeah, it's
a whole different story.
The alternate reality of Naruto where we got to visit Sasuke in the hospital. Sasuke wakes up and he's like, hey, Naruto, good to see you. You know, I'm not really angry at my brother anymore. I think I just want to hang out.
Question, do you know anything about the dead guys on the floor?
Were these here when you got here?
Are they gifts?
Kakashi comes in and goes, oh, that's dead soul jutsu. I knew that. I knew what was going on.
In the ninja world, instead of bringing people in the hospital flowers, you bring them dead.
Oh my god, Naruto, did you bring all 3 of these corpses for me?
Did you break it from the window, too?
Did you throw these guys up here?
There's kind of a draft in here. Can you... Oh, never mind. It's shattered.
That'll be the window that's broken, yeah. Anyways, can you pass me my inhaler? No, but yeah, so Naruto yells because he got turned away from Sasuke's room, and then Kakashi appears and he's like, buddy, it's a fucking hospital. You need to shut up.
Yeah.
And but Naruto's too excited to see his master to be quiet. He runs over to Kakashi and he's like, well, actually, before he can even say anything, Kakashi's like, you're gonna ask me to train you, aren't you? But Kakashi has already found Naruto an instructor. Naruto complains. He's like, whoa, what do you mean you have other stuff? What are you gonna train Sasuke? And Kakashi's like,
I mean,
do you want you to find out this way?
Yeah, I'm not gonna not train Sasuke, but like, I mean, I'm not gonna train him right now. Right now he's in the hospital, so like.
There's a bunch of dead guys.
Yeah,
he's fine.
Oh, you haven't. You can't visit.
I think he's just defending himself when he's unconscious.
That's
He really
right.
doesn't need training.
No
right
visitor
now.
hours. Otherwise, I'd tell you to go up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, even though Naruto's upset, Kakashi's like, no. I've procured you an even better teacher than I am. And then the two are approached by none other than Konohamaru's tutor, his old sunglasses guy back from episode 2 of Naruto, Ebisu.
Ebisu.
We don't know who that is.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a
he was in the
pre-war
recaps.
you guys. Yeah.
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 Like I quoted. I don't know.
I forgot.
I cited the land before Katie and Morgan as pre-war.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
So before the war.
Yeah, he's from the pre-war episodes. But he's he tutors like future Hokage. He's tutoring Konohamaru, and you remember, right? In the recap episode, Naruto did that clone jutsu and then became a bunch of sexy ladies.
That's weird to think about because this dude is
yeah.
younger than the 3rd Hokage.
Oh, way younger. Yeah.
So if he were to train,
Future. Maybe
the
tutored the 4th. Yeah.
but then that means he'd be stronger than what he was. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he like.
Because Ebisu, he looks pretty young.
Yeah.
So it's
Maybe he's just a really good motivational speaker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think I think we mentioned it when we first were introduced to him on the podcast, and we were like, I think he's just annoying. And so the 3rd Hokage was like, you have a special job. You're gonna train future Hokage. Now go hang out with my grandson and make him leave me alone.
Right. This dude's just trying to attack him constantly.
Yeah.
Just let him use energy on you.
But now he's gonna train Naruto. Naruto is at the beginning of 52. He's approached by Ebisu.
Did you just start?
I did.
Bro, okay.
Sorry, we took a brief break so I could go pee, and I just don't want to wait any longer. So usually I wait before I dive back in, but here we are,
Your
ladies
hair
and
looks
gentlemen.
like the main kid from the Iron Giant.
No, you look like Johnny Bravo.
I don't know what to say, man. I look the way I look. Okay. Anyways, so Naruto's furious that closet perv Ebisu will be his master. And he calls him that because Naruto defeated him before with his harem jutsu, when he made all those clones of himself, which then all did sexy jutsu and transformed. Before Naruto can explain that to Kakashi, Ebisu shamefully grabs him in a chokehold and is like, haha, just a classic joke about me being a pervert that we always share. Me and Naruto, oh, this crazy kid. And he mutters to Naruto, he's like, hey, shut the fuck up about the time that I got so hard that I got knocked out.
You're gonna get special victims on me.
Yeah, yeah.
I will be a pedophile.
Yeah,
Please stop.
He's like, if you don't cancel me, I will buy you ramen.
Literally, he bribes him.
Yeah, no,
these 2 episodes were so canceled, and
That's true. We start this episode with blackmail to not reveal sexual harassment.
I was not prepared for it, and it happened, and I went,
But see, Raj and I were there in early Naruto when there were a lot more nosebleeds and sexy ladies.
Yeah.
But it was never
This
to the degree
uncomfortable and problematic.
Yeah, and
yeah.
it's way
He
worse than
literally
53.
walks
but-
up behind Naruto, grabs him on top of his head, and puts his hand over his mouth.
Yeah, and he's like,
I'm
don't talk
"Bitch,
about that time I
do
got a
not
boner from you.
Do not touch him.
It's not great. It's not great. But Kakashi's just like, oh, hey, so you two know each other. And Ebisu, he pats Naruto on the head and he's like, haha, that's right. And he's just haunted by the humiliation of the sexy jutsu. Naruto wonders why Ebisu, of all people, has to train him. And Ebisu snaps back that he would never have wanted to train Naruto, but Kakashi explicitly asked him for the favor. Kakashi tries to cool things off between the two, reminding Naruto that Ebisu's job is literally to tutor future Hokage. So this should be perfect for Naruto.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he also notes that Naruto's basic skills are by far the weakest of all of Team 7's, and that he really needs to focus on his fundamentals, shut the fuck up, and focus. Kakashi,
against Sakura.
Well, it's. Do you remember how Sakura climbed the trees the fastest of all of them?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's all like Naruto's strong, but the building is taller.
No, but that's just
It's just built on a worse foundation.
Yeah, I don't know, because the fundamentals are different now. I feel.
Well, what do you mean?
Because that was way back when there was nothing. There was no Orochimaru. There was no nothing. Now the fundamentals are because now you know other people exist with huge ass fucking jutsus.
Right.
So Sakura's garbage.
I think the only difference is though that Sakura might have not improved as much as they did, but the thing is, Naruto could be so much stronger if he had those fundamentals, even from way back then.
Well, yeah, because and that too, I think Sakura is way she can use her brain.
Yeah.
And she
big old brain.
Big old brain.
But she really everything that she does is intentional.
But Naruto, he just sort of
Naruto's just
his way to victory.
I'm gonna be the 5th Hokage. Ah!
Yeah.
And
It
then,
sounds weird to hear that 5th Hokage.
I know. We've only ever talked about the first 4.
And even then, I only recognize the 3rd.
Yeah, we really only talk about
It's
the 3rd.
I'm kind of stuck on Obama still. I don't think about anyone else.
Kakashi departs, and Naruto demands to know how he can improve under Ebisu's weak tutelage. Ebisu insists that he was only defeated before by Naruto's sexy harem jutsu because he was caught by surprise. No. But to prove his strength, Ebisu allows Naruto to try and run away, promising that if he manages to outrun him, Ebisu will take over Kakashi's extra duties so that Kakashi can train Naruto.
What a creepy challenge.
Yeah.
You can't get away from me.
Katie, you saying that with your soulless eyes, man. I felt fear.
Yeah. No, that's why he wears sunglasses, because he has soulless eyes too.
There's this one, during this conversation with Ebisu and Naruto, he, asked him about the tree climbing shit. Yeah. And Naruto's I don't remember that far back.
I know! I was like, it's perfect for Morgan and Katie.
It's literally just, meta talk for, alright, we know, a majority of the viewers are now on the Chunin. They show the Chunin exams, yeah. Nobody watched, Zabuza and Haku.
Yeah, it's funny because they bring Ebisu back, yo, check it out, it's your old favorite, this perv. And then it's also but we also know you probably don't remember it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, Naruto, with this new challenge, he books it, leaping from rooftop to rooftop in the village as quickly as he can. Eventually, he stops to gloat, and he thinks he's gone far enough, but Ebisu is already there. He's on a building that's a little higher than Naruto, and he's like, haha, bitch. So Naruto throws down a smoke bomb and runs away again beneath its cover, eventually coming to rest beneath a giant billboard for the Makeout Paradise movie. What? Did you guys see that?
I saw it, but I didn't know what it was
I
until
realized it was a
later.
movie.
Right, yeah. Well, it's the book that Kakashi's always reading.
Yeah, which I had never paid attention to.
Oh, yes.
And hence why I didn't realize until later.
It's been in there since the Bell exercises way back.
Very much,
way back,
the first 3 episodes.
Yeah. Kakashi whipped it out when they were doing their training. He was like, "You guys are so weak, I can read," and this is what he was reading.
Yeah,
and then he fingered a kid's asshole.
That's true. Oh, and that's gonna come. Yeah, it's called I could have sworn that was in the recap.
It was.
A thousand years of death.
Oh. Yeah, someone referenced that on our Instagram or in the page or in the Discord or something.
Yeah.
Saying,
We're going to talk about that in reader response today. Yeah. But 1,000 Years of Death is Kakashi's move where he fingers Naruto's asshole and throws him into a river. So that's true.
That's specifically labeled that for Naruto. For anyone else, it's just fingering your asshole.
Yeah. Don't finger strangers' assholes. Don't bring plungers to a fight, and don't bring fingering assholes to a fight.
Also, don't finger anybody's asshole unless they told you could.
Yeah.
Consent's important.
Or if
if
you've been seeing each other for a while and you've been having a lot of sex and you just sneak a sneaky pinky, just see.
No.
and
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you're just trying to try something out, you can just you sneak a finger back there, and either they look. There's an 11-year-old listening. I'm just trying to give you tips for life.
I think I just had a stroke.
So there's Liam's
The
lesson
eye
on
contact.
fingering
So
assholes.
for everybody listening, Liam and I made eye contact the entire time he was talking about fingering assholes.
Let's call it 1,000 years of death, please.
You just said fingering assholes.
I know. I'm realizing that we've said that way too many times.
Said what?
The episode's title is
Fingering
just
assholes?
fingering assholes.
So yes,
reference
the
to
point is,
Naruto.
if you're gonna do 1,000 years of death, make sure everybody's comfortable. That's what's most important.
Yes, and if they express that they are uncomfortable,
Yeah, respect.
less years of death,
Yeah,
please.
exactly. Yeah, rein it in, man. Wow. What? So completely out of breath, Naruto admits that Ebisu is presenting a challenge. He starts to continue running away, and he turns to the billboard, and then he gets an idea. When Ebisu arrives, he's distracted by the sign, but he forces himself to ignore it. Like Ebisu, he looks at the lady, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm getting a little hard just from the poster." But he's like, "Oh, I gotta focus on what's going on in front of me." But Naruto has transformed into the girl on the poster. He's trying to disguise himself right in front of it. And Ebisu almost ignores him, but he does catch on. Naruto doesn't give in, though, unleashing his shadow clone jutsu and fanning out in many directions at once. Ebisu counters this with his own clone jutsu, and all of his clones gain on and surround Naruto really, really easily.
Literally the physical representation of yes and.
Yes, and that's true. Sorry, I was yes and
Yes, and that's true. Sorry.
yes. So and then there's like a weird slapstick sequence where the Naruto clones run away, and one of them like runs into a pole. And one of them, I don't actually remember everything, but like one of them's running, and then 3 Ebisus appear, and they're like, "Haha, gotcha." It's just weird. It's just weird.
Yeah.
These are weird episodes. But eventually, the real Naruto is left alone on a bridge, exhausted, and Ebisu arrives, shocking Naruto so much that he falls into the water below. Ebisu is like, at this point, I mean, come on, bro, you must think that I'm worth something, right? But Naruto is still like, no, I want Kakashi to train me. He uses the phrase, specifically, I wrote this down, stick it in your ear? What?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many years of death that one is.
Remember that time we were on the bus towards the town here, and some dude said, "Don't like you would like having a dick in your ear."
Oh my god! Why did he say that again? Wait, do you remember the story?
Yeah.
What were we arguing about? Okay. So Raj and I were on. I'm gonna set up the story while you try and remember. Raj and I were on a bus to a nearby town to our school, which everybody knows at this point. But let's go back to being
especially
anonymous.
because of the live show.
Yeah, but it's fine. Whatever. It comes and goes in waves. Anyways, we were on this bus, and there was this kid next to us. And did he overhear us talking about something?
Yeah, me and Glenn, our artist, I believe, were talking about PewDiePie versus T-Series and how T-Series was, huh?
Was I there?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think our whole group was on an outing to like Target or something.
Yeah.
But he was I said T-Series is most like, despite the huge population of India and how tech like savvy they all are out there, they're probably just using millions and millions of bots to beat PewDiePie.
Right.
And this dude who's just listening to music casually rips off his headphones. He goes, "Do you know how fucking stupid that sounds?"
Yeah.
I was like,
I'd never heard anybody so passionately defend T-Series.
and I was like, "What?" He's like, "Don't you know how many fucking people are in India, you dumbass?" Like, he was just so angry at me.
It was so strange.
And I was like, "Bro, like that. I mean, sure, whatever, but they're probably just bots."
Raj and I kind of jumped on it. And Raj and I had this little moment, and we were like, "Let's fuck with this guy."
We were just being dickheads to him.
Yeah, and he was like, "What do you? Why did he say? Do we want to stick a dick in our ears? Why the fuck did he say that?"
Oh, he was like, well, he's like, "Yeah, no, fucking PewDiePie, he sucks ass. I'm not anyone likes him."
And then we must have been like, "Well, he's got some good
Yeah,
videos."
he used to be really funny, you know? And he's like, "Well, you must like having dicks in your ears."
Right.
And we were just like, "Oh,
And we were like, "Well, that's unrelated.
Yeah.
You're right. You got us."
You said fucking. Oh yeah, you were like, if people like what they like, bro, like, why are you so fucking angry?
It's so good.
And this dude just like, he was just like, "Oh fuck you, bro." Like, he just put on his music, and he sat just sitting next to him because we weren't anywhere near our stop. It was like another
so
20
fucking
minutes.
weird.
It was awkward.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that guy since. I hope he's dead.
Yeah, or at least that he stuck it in his ear, much as Naruto asked Ebisu to.
Maybe he enjoys it. I hope you enjoy ear fucking.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, is that maybe he really likes getting fucked in the ear, and he saw this opportunity, and he was like, "Yeah, maybe you like dicks in your ear. That'd be weird, right?" And he really needed us to be like, "No, that would be really normal and cool." And then he was gonna be like, "What? Really?
Wow, dicks in your ear?
A whole gallon of dicks in your ear?"
there's a whole lot is happening in my brain right now.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know how to make any of it podcast friendly.
All right, well, that's... All right, then I guess we'll just move on. Naruto...
As friendlier than dicks in your ear?
Yeah, friendlier than talking about...
Not like
1,000 years of
inappropriate
death
friendly. Like, I don't know how to put it to words that would make
fair,
sense for
yeah.
listeners.
Well, we have said dolphin dick a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to make a lot of sense.
Nothing really does make sense anymore.
Yeah. Naruto leaps towards Ebisu on the bridge above with an aerial punch, and Ebisu avoids the blow, sending Naruto into the water on the other side of the bridge. When Ebisu reappears, he's like, "Game over, kid. We're done playing this running around game. I got you." Later, the two go to Ichiraku and get ramen so Ebisu can lecture Naruto. Ebisu points out that Naruto's chakra control is his weakest attribute and explains why, using an example of Sasuke and Sakura doing a clone jutsu. Basically, when this hypothetical Sakura builds up chakra for the clone jutsu, she builds up the perfect amount of chakra and controls it perfectly to make the perfect amount of clones. When Sasuke, hypothetical Sasuke, does so, he builds up excess chakra, like he's wasting his energy, but his control is good, so he still makes the same amount of clones, same result. Naruto, on the other hand, builds up an insane excess of chakra. Like, he wastes a ton of energy.
Probably all the yelling.
Well, sure, yes. But even all of that energy only goes towards, like, a 10th or a 5th of what the others could produce with as much chakra as he's making. Ebisu admits, like, maybe he's hyperbolizing a little bit, but ultimately the point is that Naruto is wasting a ton of strength because he can't control it.
Yeah.
Wait, so why doesn't Sasuke and them use, like, the Shadow Clone Jutsu?
I don't think they know it. Because remember, it's a forbidden jutsu.
Wait, so hypothetically, this doesn't make sense for anyone.
Well, literally, it only makes sense hypothetically.
Which is... What a shit comparison. What are you doing, Ebisu,
Well,
you
no,
dickhead?
I think it makes sense because
It's
the only
Naruto's
thing...
only jutsu.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's the
all
only
he can
thing
make
that
sense.
Naruto understands.
We've established that Naruto just kind of just nods his head and smiles.
That's true. Yeah, Ebisu's trying his best to make it make sense, and Naruto's like, okay.
Actually, he's not doing anything except eating ramen.
That's true, and as we learn later, he's eating quite a bit of ramen. But first, Naruto wonders how, because he, like you said, Raj, he is stronger than Sakura and Sasuke.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Sasuke arguably, but like, he's definitely stronger than Sakura. And he's like, if I'm such a quote-unquote lame-o, strange choice of words, then how come I'm so much stronger than everyone? And Ebisu was like, no, your chakra reserves are borderline inhuman. So, like, you can afford to waste this much chakra, but, like, if you didn't waste it, think how much stronger you would be. Ebisu wonders to himself. He's like, but could Naruto even control his chakra? Because he has the nine tails inside of him. Ooh. So, like, yeah, I don't even know. But
Spill that tea.
I know, exactly. But out loud, he's only like, no. We're going to teach you how to control your chakra, and then you're going to be way stronger. This... promising Naruto to be stronger gets him excited. And so he's like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. And the two head out after Ebisu pays the enormous bill because Naruto has eaten like 20 bowls of ramen, something absurd like that. And it's a little cartoon moment. They're like, you have to pay us first. And Ebisu's like, oh, come on, my freaking wallet. I can't take it anymore. Ebisu and Naruto head to a hot spring bathhouse to train. Naruto almost accidentally walks into the women's bath, and Ebisu is like, hey, whoa, come on, don't, that's where the women go, even though Ebisu's the pervert.
Yeah.
But, good, he's a teacher. Ebisu reveals that he'll be teaching Naruto how to walk on water. What?
Naruto is Jesus?
Confirmed? Maybe. Who knows?
Well, like, the Bible is just stories written by, like, prophets and shit. So somebody must have seen them walk on water and was like, man, what if I wrote this down about, like a long... Because these guys are ugly.
So Naruto is pre-Christianity?
Yeah.
And somebody saw the ninja walking on water and they were like, well, geez, I mean...
Because the non-ninja people need someone to believe in. They can't do ninja shit.
Right.
So it's like their own, like... It's like the poor class need to, like, have, like... the ultimate poor guy, like, worship, so he, like, has a movement.
Wait, you're just describing actual Christianity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. No, but it's like in the ninja world, they don't have, like, myths of, like, ninja and superhero, right? Because they jump around with actual superpowers and stuff. So maybe they just have, like, the Bible, but they all just kind of are like, oh, yeah, Jesus is a pretty cool superhero.
Yeah. Do you think, what if they just, like, have the stories of regular people? They're like, and then Jimmy went to his 9-to-5 job. And they're like,
and he didn't get assassinated. And like, dude, and there's an after credit scene, and Dan the janitor comes in, and he's like, I want you to join my office.
I would love just to show, because, like, DC Universe has this, they have, like, a short, like, webcomic, not, like, a short, like, comic series. They're, I think they're called the Cleanup Crew or something, where they just... they clean up the messes after huge superhero fights, and I think just like a janitor cleaning up after Naruto battles.
Yeah.
It's like someone had to remove the Amu Black House from Sasuke's room. I would love to know that guy walking, going like, "There's a mess in room 4.
There's 3 dead bodies up here."
He come and he's like, that guy was like literally the best soldier.
They are in a hospital, so they can probably just roll them into the next room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ebisu reveals. Oh right, we already know. He'll
Ninja
be walking
janitors
on
would
water.
be crazy.
Yeah, that's true. And they would have to clean the ceiling by walking on it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naruto is skeptical that he'll be taught how to be Ninja Jesus, but Ebisu explains that the technique is actually very similar to walking up trees. And this is when Naruto's like, I don't remember walking up trees, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta, like, try and keep up.
Yeah.
Like, I've been through a forest of death and shit, like... to walk up trees, basically, a ninja must build up chakra in their feet and steadily discharge it. Because trees are, trees, they're stationary, so the output of chakra is constant, it's consistent. But on water, because the surface is constantly shifting, one must constantly adjust their chakra output, and in turn, this makes it far more difficult to balance in water.
It just sounds annoying.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely.
And speaking of annoying balancing, I got into circus skills.
For next semester?
Yeah.
Wow.
I applied.
I dropped it this semester. So
yeah.
Have we talked about it on the podcast before? Circus skills?
Yeah.
A little, yeah. So Liam's taking his class called Circus Skills. He was. And now I'm taking it to see if I could stand the test of time.
I hope that you enjoy it more than I do. I really do.
I don't know. This girl called me a spider recently, and I kind of get that a lot. So I feel like I should be able to use these inhuman movements of mine.
You'll learn. They do like aerial ribbons hanging from the ceiling that you climb up and stuff.
that'd be
What if you get
so
jacked? And then
Wait,
That's my
can he
goal,
do
bro.
that?
I'm trying to get jacked through
So
clown
good.
skills.
Can double jointed people do
probably better.
silks?
Raj can twist
It's-
himself
it's-
all around the
It's
silk.
silks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you give me all this hope, and when I do it, my arm snaps in 3.
Because in my head you're like, yes, and then your arm's just like,
It snaps backwards
No,
and you see.
literally, that's what's gonna
No, but
happen.
I think it'll actually probably go really well for you, which is.
I hope so.
Oh my God, Raj,
King
you
Clown
get-
won't be in the class, which is the only thing I'm excited for.
Oh, yeah. We are you talking about the guy who was in my class?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. There was this kid in my circus skills class who the first day the instructor was like, "Hey, you need to drop out of college and join the circus. You are the prodigy clown.
Like you're Jesus, the second coming of Clown Jesus.
Yeah,
like,
no,
straight
do I
up.
know who this person is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't want to say it.
No, I know. I just didn't know if I
You'll
would know.
know because in a few years he will have taken over. He'll probably be president or something. Bloody clowns in the White House. Am I right, guys? Hey! Sorry.
I'm just imagining people in their real life listening to all of us just go, I'm sorry.
I get terrified when people tell me to listen to this in their car and they're on driving in the middle of the night on the highway and all they hear is what we say.
I know.
It's you're listening to us?
You're listening to us talk about 1,000 years of deathing for that long in the car?
In the car?
You're 11? Basically, Naruto doesn't understand walking on water. So Ebisu just walks on some water to demonstrate because they're at the hot springs.
It just looks so fucking funny.
Yeah, he
just walks.
He just walks on the water. Naruto tries to follow suit, but he instantly crashes into boiling hot water because they're at a hot springs.
Yeah.
Naruto tries again and again and again, but he continues to fail, burning himself a little bit every time. Ebisu, while Naruto is just failing over in the corner, Ebisu thinks back to a time when Konohamaru started taking his training more seriously, and he stopped just doing sneak attacks on his grandfather.
Did you notice how terrible his push-up form was?
Oh my god! What
Disgusting.
the hell was that?
What was
So
that?
bad. Yeah.
So bad.
But he is trying at least.
Yeah. We all have poor form at some point.
I mean, do you remember the first time he attacked the third Hokage? He just ran in and then tripped on the flat ground. So technically, he's improving.
Yeah, no, he'll get the right stance. I feel like I'm just reading a lot of stories about. There's a 4chan board called Fit where there's a lot of stories of guys who are kind of just not fit, meeting Chads and realizing they're not evil people, and they're like, guys, we're gonna get fit. He's nervous. I read this one today where it was this guy was so nervous. He's like, they're all laughing at me, and I'm so scared. He walks out, and suddenly a guy goes, hey, man, could you spot me on the machine?
Yeah.
And they start talking about their routine and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they finish working out, and he goes, hey, bro, it's leg day tomorrow. I'll see you here, right?
So good. Yeah, no, if you're out there and you're and you want to get in shape and you're scared of going to the gym, because the gym is scary.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, no, it is.
I haven't been back since.
But I will say, everybody there is, 9 times out of 10, they want to get better and they want to see you get better.
Or they're racist.
that's the 10th.
Yeah.
That's the 10th. Yeah.
Mm.
But 9 times out of 10,
9 times.
they'll be like, "Yo, can you spot me? I can spot you. Like, what do you need help with?" And they'll point out if you're messing up something in your form. They'll help.
You'll probably talk about Naruto, actually.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, if you're listening to this in the gym, because there's a good chance you are,
Yeah.
because like fucking people who like Naruto are often jacked.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, because
Dave Mata?
exactly, that's what I'm
Mata.
saying, dude.
He's lifting fucking 4 kids, bro.
Yeah, no,
2 on
it's-
each arm.
No, I think just all 4
Well,
one arm.
he does-
and then wife on the
I would
other.
love to get a photo of Dave Mata like that, where he has like 2 of us on
Yeah,
his
Dave,
arms.
can you send that in, please? That would be really cool.
Could you just send us T-posing and we'll Photoshop us
Yeah,
on
I'll
it? Like
do
we're
it.
monkeys on a fucking vine, bro.
Let me use my degree.
Right. So, anyways, Ebisu thinks that he's like, oh, because of my guidance, Konohamaru, you're driving yourself to learn and not take any shortcuts to becoming a Hokage. But Konohamaru was like, no, this was Naruto. He taught me that there are no shortcuts and like I have to do it all myself. Back in the present, Naruto is kind of able to shakily stand on water, which amazes Ebisu, and he's like, you know what? Naruto was kind of a better teacher to Konohamaru than I ever was.
For real.
Bitch.
Yeah. So Naruto is starting to shakily stand on the water, and then he crashes into it because he gets distracted by something that shocks him like so much. He's like, "Whoa, I'm in the water now." Ebisu looks over to see a man chuckling to himself while peeking into the women's bath.
It's funny that you say chuckling. I thought he was jerking off.
Or
That's his movements. That's what.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, chuckling while jerking off, I suppose.
Because that's like he's just going like up and down constantly.
Yeah, no,
It's-
Raj is right. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Okay, but one important detail
Uh-huh.
of this situation that makes it all weirder
Uh-huh.
and
Then
extra weird.
I'm
is
sorry.
Raj.
Then an adult man at a bathhouse jerking off while Naruto falls in the water in the corner. Okay.
While sitting on a toad.
Oh yes! Excellent point. Yes. Right. So Ebisu runs towards the
So
guy.
he was jerking off on the toad?
Well, the
Yeah.
toad was probably
Just,
jerking
like,
off
oh.
too.
No, I like to imagine that the toad
It's
is
like
just like
Ted, bro. That's so funny.
Yeah. Sorry. What were you imagining about the toad's
the
masturbating?
toad's just like looking up, being like, "What is?" that?"
He summoned him there, and he was like, "What's that?" No. Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, poor toad.
What's
Well, I
that
guess I'll
called?
join in too.
Yeah, I mean, like, if this is what we're doing, I mean, like, I'm here.
I
might as
appreciate
well.
a heads up.
Do you
Well.
think he? Do you think he uses his tongue?
Stop.
Oh God.
Don't add detail
No,
to it.
But Orochimaru definitely does.
Yes. Okay, I was thinking about
Orochimaru, you know that thing where he stretches his neck?
Oh my God.
Orochimaru sucks his own
Yeah.
dick.
Oh,
Orochimaru.
most.
Oh my
They just
God.
looked at Marilyn
Title.
Manson. They were like, that guy.
Literally,
Johnson,
yeah. I'm sorry, but you were
Orochimaru
saying?
sucks his own
If
dick.
you had any budget, and you could just cosplay any character, like to the T.
Uh-huh.
Who would you do? And
Toad.
for Toad, good one, Katie.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I haven't.
Does that have to be characters that we've
Circle
met?
back.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I can't do a spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Great.
randomly started throwing out spoilers.
Cool black jackets with red symbols. Wow.
That's you know, if you know,
You know. I would do Orochimaru, no hesitation. That
Yeah.
man, his outfits are
Interesting.
fucking crazy.
It's true. I love
satin sheets.
I
He
love
would do
purple belt with the
Hinata.
beads.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I was like,
No, but
I don't
Katie,
know.
Oh.
if you could have fun, if you could just fucking do it, like I would think you do Guy Sensei with the amount of like fucking
Be fun.
the
Might be
vest and all the
Robbie.
pockets and shit
Oh,
with like
yeah.
the
I love
leg
I love
warmers.
that. Oh, so good. Yeah,
So
my
good.
calves would be so warm. But so Ebisu runs towards the dude. I'm sorry. Did you want to answer who you wanted to cosplay
I can't
as?
think of anything.
Nobody? You literally cosplayed as Ino.
I know.
So just
I
say
would-
that.
Okay, I would cosplay as Eno, but like he was just like with endless money. And,
Endless
like,
money,
whatever.
and he's-
Okay,
So I
then
was
Eno
like,
better.
okay, better, yeah.
Not a shirt that you cut up and then cut up again.
Although it did
True.
look really good.
And then
did.
safety pinned with my safety pins
Yes,
that I
I
still
did.
haven't gotten
I-
back.
No, I
is
put them on
grudge.
your
Yeah,
costume.
this is personal.
On the
real
box.
personal. I'll just let's oh god. Like, I don't want to get in the
Roommate
middle
I
of
don't know
argument.
if I'm-
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the turtle? If I'm like,
The talking turtle?
Yeah. what happened to him?
Remember that Naruto
Guy
fought with
Sensei?
Guy Sensei for
Yeah.
a minute?
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
I know.
Who
I
was
wonder if
he?
he knows the toad.
Do you think they all hang out?
That's what I'm thinking.
And Kakashi's dogs that
Oh
he
my god,
summons?
and that big centipede guy.
Yeah, and
Akamaru.
Akamaru, she knows bugs. They all have like
They're all buzzing in the corner.
There's a second leaf
And
village.
Orochimaru, but not
Orochimaru
Orochimaru, the
snakes.
snake.
Yeah.
It's like when the Sims 2
They live in
pets
the forest
came
of
out.
death.
Yeah, dude, they have to do, Look Who's Talking, but the one with dogs instead
Yeah.
of babies. They have to do that, but in the Leaf Village. And it's like a day of just all the summon animals going around, like getting ramen and hanging out. Anyways, so this guy's jerking off in the corner, and Ebisu runs up to him. And he's like, hey, dude, you need to stop doing that. And then the toad whips around, and the toad's tongue shoots out and grabs Ebisu, and then slams him into the ground.
Steams him.
Dude, it knocks him out.
Kills this man.
So then the man atop the toad is like, hey, keep it down so I can keep masturbating over here. And Naruto is like, whoa, who's this super strong super perv? And that's the end of episode 52.
Super strong,
Okay.
super
I
perv.
think so now, I think like officially we're in the next season, like season 3.
Yeah.
So we have a new opening and outro.
Yes, we do. Do you have any
So,
comments on those? Because I did not watch them.
At first, the
didn't watch
outro, the intro, I guess, obviously, was like, I didn't really listen to it. I like saved immediately on SoundCloud. It is so
I'll listen
good.
to it next week and we'll talk about
The
it.
outro kind of sucks, but I said that about the last
You know
one,
what?
and then I fell in love with it.
I'm going to open my episode 20 doc right now. Oh, by the way, next week, episode 20, guys. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
But I'm going
It's
to...
weird we've only done 20 of these. It's felt like we've done like 100,000.
We have done a few Rio radios. Oh, if you want to listen to our Rio radios.
Oh, yeah, this Thursday.
This Thursday.
This Thursday. Oh,
Well, I was going to
give
tell
our
people to
Patreon.
give us money.
Oh, right, yeah,
But
give
you
us
know,
money.
it's fine.
Give our
We
Patreon.
don't have to plug
No,
it.
no.
Don't even worry about it.
No, please give money to our Patreon. Because this anime NYU thing is costing me a fortune. But yeah, do that.
Anime NYU.
Oh shit! No, I mean NYC. Shit, goddammit.
It sounded wrong, but it didn't sound wrong.
No, yeah.
I mean, like, you can
was
see
like, oh,
how
yeah,
I made the
NYU.
mistake. Sorry. Okay, so I've added intro and outro talk to next week. Anyways, so episode 53, and guys, this is if you thought that me talking about 1,000 Years of Deathing somebody was weird.
Oh my god.
It gets weirder, folks.
Yeah.
Because
That content warning earlier is
this
like
is when
emphasized.
if you stuck around through me literally talking about fingering somebody,
Yeah.
it gets worse from here on out.
It does.
really- because,
Surprisingly.
and I shit you not, this is what happens, guys. I'm not kidding. This is
it's real.
and I sent everybody here a picture when I wrote this
Yeah.
sentence. Episode 53. Naruto checks on Ebisu, fingering his asshole to see if he's conscious.
Just a little squish toy it made.
And here's the thing: when Kakashi does 1,000 Years of Death, at least it was like dramatic and it was like a joke.
He just
you know?
launches them like
and like it was
100
funny
yeah,
for
yeah.
us because it was like, oh, he fingered his asshole, but it
He's
was
really
like
poor.
he like poked him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This isn't that because Naruto goes over to Ebisu, who's lying down unconscious on the ground, and he's like 1,000 years of death, and then just slowly with like a.
That's so gross.
You hear it go in, and he's like, well, if he didn't wake up from that, either he's enjoying it and pretending, or he's unconscious. Sorry.
I'm a perv. You just sexually
Okay.
assaulted him, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I just don't. There's like a real thing that you can do to check to see if somebody's unconscious.
Yeah, usually your asshole has a pulse, so... Sorry.
Is it really?
I don't know.
There's like a soft spot on your sternum that if you rub it with two of your knuckles really hard, it causes like immense pain. And if the person...
Oh, yeah, your solar plexus.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Why couldn't they just do that?
yeah, this ain't that. This ain't that, Chief.
Also, even if it does have a pulse, you still have a pulse when you're unconscious. Like,
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
not
yeah,
dead.
so that was more for the
It was a joke,
Yeah,
Katie.
Yeah, Katie. Anyways,
They're gonna put this on Twitter, Katie, with no fucking context.
yeah, none of the weird shit I've said, just that.
Just because of you.
Even if it does have a pulse, you still have a pulse when you're unconscious.
Okay.
God
Problematic.
damn. Yeah. Katie Suderi doesn't understand jokes.
Not why. Never mind.
Get bullied, loser.
Yeah. Get Liam missing the point of what Morgan was saying. Anyways, Naruto is like, damn, you knocked out my master? Who are you? And the stranger flamboyantly flips his long, white, spiky ponytail back, and he proudly proclaims himself the great toad sage of Mount Miyaboku. Naruto, I love this, decides to call him Pervy Sage. And he's like, hey man, why'd you knock out my teacher? That's like, I was doing
Bro,
a thing.
what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. The sage, however, claims that Ebisu was interfering with his research because this guy is the author of the Makeout series.
That's when I understood what the billboard was.
Right. Nice foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But
I must say.
also,
Yeah.
I have to call you out every time.
Did you hear it too?
Your mouth
Research?
Research.
Ritz cracker.
Look, guys, it's really hard to talk. Very tired.
Talking is hard. Reading is hard.
Talking is hard.
Yeah.
Speaking of talking, Pervy Sage, great voice actor.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I love it. It's
Fantastic.
perfect. Yeah, yeah.
So good.
Also,
definitely-
great animation.
Yeah.
Honestly, top 3 voice actor, like fucking, like Guy Sensei,
Oh, yeah.
Pervy Sage,
Yeah.
Shikamaru.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of
The
Shikamaru.
voice actors in the show are
Yeah.
just so good. So, he's the author of the Makeout series. Naruto recognizes the book, which thrills the stranger, but Naruto is like, bro, we all know this is just an excuse for you to peep on girls. And then the ladies inside the bathhouse hear Naruto yell that, and they run away because, I mean, there's a dude outside jerking off to them through the fucking fence. What is this show about?
No, this is...
These 2 episodes
Yeah.
felt like I was watching a different series.
Oh, you know what? I
Yeah.
meant to do another disclaimer when we did the fucking like content warning. Also, I do have to say this is probably cultural difference.
Yeah.
Like, and I know it's like really canceled and weird here, but like I'm sure in Japan this is like it's like funny and it's like a joke. You know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
that could probably just be umbrella for this whole episode.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's a cultural difference.
Yeah, there's some
And
weird
also, what year did these episodes come out?
Not long ago enough. It was all in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Like 2006.
Not like,
Okay.
Disney racist stuff.
not-
I mean, this is on Cartoon Network.
okay, because even though it wasn't that long ago,
Yeah.
that's still
The culture has changed a
You
lot.
have like
Cute.
one of the longest hair. You're
Raj
like
is-
elbowed in there.
That's-
Raj is just picking a hair off of Morgan's
I'm like an
sweater.
ape, bro.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Give us
purple.
the human.
Give us the. No one has sent me that fucking scene yet, you assholes. I asked for one fucking thing.
If by the end of AnimeNYC we don't have somebody cutting you that fucking scene,
I will beat the shit out of someone. I swear to God.
I'll use my plunger powers on you. Wow. Yes.
Okay, disclaimer from earlier. If you do meet me, right, I'm in a good mood, and if you bring me a plunger and you honorably ask me to plunge joust you, I will.
But
I
it
will.
has to be honorable.
It has to be honorable. You have to approach me. You have to bow, say your name, say your clan,
Yeah.
and joust me.
And yeah.
I will not have a plunger. Do not expect me to have one.
So
bring
2 plungers.
bring
yeah.
2
Well, that's
plungers.
the moral of the story is do not bring a plunger to meet Raj. Bring 2.
Bring 2.
Yeah.
One for me, one for you.
There we go.
It's a date.
I'm tired.
All the ladies inside the bathhouse run away, and the sage is like, "Hey, this fucking sucks," and he keeps trying to make lame excuses for like why he's doing all this stuff. But
Yeah.
Naruto is like, "Dude, we all know you're just perving on these girls, but more importantly, I need to be trained." And Naruto is like, "Dude, since you knocked out my teacher, you need to teach me to walk on water." But the author refuses. Changing his tactics, Naruto decides to kiss a little ass instead of fingering it this time. And he's like, "You know, I love your book, Make Out Paradise. It's so good." And the guy's like, "Well, I know you didn't read it because you have to be 18 to buy it, so fuck
Which
you."
is so
buy
funny.
it.
That's
I know.
so funny.
Isn't that
I
great?
was like, how do they stop you from reading it if you're? I was very confused
Yeah,
on how that would
can't
work.
buy it.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. It's not hard to buy an M-rated game when you're not 18, but also if you're a ninja, you can kind of just steal.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can steal if you're not a ninja.
That's
Don't,
true.
but you can.
I have so much respect for GameStop workers who just didn't give a fuck.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there's some assholes
yeah,
out
yeah,
there. who work
I
there.
used to get carded at my
Yeah.
fucking GameStop.
But not even like carded. Like card me, I get it. It's the job. It's the law. Whatever.
Right.
But just don't be. I was buying Persona 4 Golden, and this one asshole was like my dad was like, "Oh yeah, why is it M-rated?" He's like, "Oh dude, it's anime. Have you ever seen anime? There's naked girls falling out the game right now. Look at this." He like opens the case up like it was a fucking wallet and just started like throwing the shit around.
God damn.
And I was like, bro,
It's like,
why?
bro, can you just let me play
Give
the
me the
game? Like, my
fucking
dad
game.
obviously doesn't know.
Yeah.
Can you just let me play it?
Like
yeah.
I literally could be buying porn right now, and you would describe it less weird than
Yeah,
this.
yeah. But Naruto can't buy porn because he's under 18, so he can't read the books. So
No.
then he changes his tactics, and he's like, "No, the reviews are just really good." Fake fan.
Just Pervy Sage going like, "Oh my god, my book is so successful,"
It's
not
pretty sweet.
without even being on paperback. Yeah, that's just
I love
it's
that.
so
yeah.
funny.
What a weird little info drop. Like Kakashi's been buying the hardcovers.
Which is weird because like, dude, how like unflexible your pocket? That's a stiff.
no,
book.
yeah, no. Kakashi has like an entire section of his.
I
body.
just imagine he just has really strong fingers, so he's bending it
Oh
constantly.
yeah, because it did look bendy.
Yeah, he is holding it at like a 3-finger
But
angle.
Kakashi's jacked.
Oh, yeah.
He opens the first inner gate to be able to bend that book.
And he must have fantastic eyesight. He is holding that book at like
Well,
hip level.
he does have the Sharingan.
Oh, that does give you
breaks it out, he's
20/20
like,
vision.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Well, when you
Porn.
I can see every level at this point.
Porn.
Anyways, the Pervy Sage is like, oh, you're a fake fan, and so he leaps away, but in a very dramatic fashion. And his ostentatiousness impresses Naruto, thank you, who follows him. He quickly finds the sage in the village, just sexually assaulting someone. Like, that's it. And guys, I don't even know how to, he goes in the village and it only shows, flashes of it, but it really, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, he's just trying to feel a lady up, right?
Yeah.
Was there context or anything?
No, he's just awful. That's terrible.
He's just really trying to assault a woman, and she slaps him and storms away, as she has every right to do. And Pervy Sage is like, boy, the women in this village are as feisty as before. Bro, what? What the fuck are you talking about?
What is wrong with you?
Yes.
The cultural difference I understood with the peeping. It's like,
right, and the bathhouse and
that.
Yeah.
There's no cultural difference that makes that okay.
No,
he literally grabbed her tits.
Yeah, no, it's.
And when she was like, no, he was like, man, she's feisty.
These
what?
Feisty
You
women.
have such soft hands. That's all.
Oh yeah, no, he did. When she stormed away, he was like, no, come back. You have such big, soft hands.
Which, in a modern setting, still, we're fetishizing feet like crazy now.
Bro,
it doesn't make it better.
He was talking about her tits.
Yeah. No, but even just saying hands,
oh, yeah.
that doesn't make it better. You're still a creep.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, absolutely. Right, so Naruto, though, he caught up to the Pervy Sage, and he hears him say the women are as feisty as before. Naruto picks up on that. He's like, oh, are you, from the village? But he doesn't really harp on that. He's more like, yo, you should be put on a leash for being such a perv.
You should be crucified.
Low-key?
Yeah.
As long as we're talking about Ninja
fucking
Jesus.
trial,
Crucify this motherfucker. The Pervy Sage... Then he just picks up Naruto and puts him in a vase, then covers the lid with a rock. He's like, you need to cool off.
I don't want to deal with you.
There was a bystander standing there what is going on?
I know. It's
definitely non-ninja person just looking at
he's just
shit.
it's like, oh, ninja business.
Should I
understand.
I'll just not get involved. So Pervy Sage goes into the woods and sparks up, I guess.
Yeah, he's just lighting up.
That
was crazy.
But he whips out his bowl and he starts smoking.
You could see the burning effect in the bowl.
Oh yeah, no, he's objectively smoking weed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, maybe it's tobacco.
He doesn't seem like a but also I feel like it might be PCP or something, because then he looks up at the clouds and they turn in.
You forgot that happened. Continue.
Yeah, he's like, boy, I sure do love me a young woman. And then the clouds turn into naked young women that reach down and they're like, come and have sex with us.
Was the toad even real?
That strangely sounds like Hinata.
What, the ladies? Mm-hmm. Oh, because they're going.
They're like.
Yeah. Oh, we had a reader response that was like, boy, I sure am glad I listened with headphones, because I listened at work and Morgan's sex noises sure would have gotten me in trouble.
You're welcome.
I believe that was Travis on Twitter.
Shall I keep doing that?
God, not in this episode, Morgan. Don't joke about that in episode 53.
Oh, yeah.
Naruto runs up on Pervy Sage, throwing shuriken, which force him to duck behind the log he was leaning against. Tracking the trajectory of the sage's dodge, Naruto assumes that he substituted and ran away because the only thing behind the log is a Tanuki statue. But when it looks like Naruto ran off, the Tanuki statue transforms. It was just a transformation jutsu. It was to trick Naruto. The Pervy Sage is like, oh, good for me, tricking Naruto. I'm so smart. But Naruto was actually hiding behind the log, and he's like, haha, I got you in your trick. Now you have to train me. So, Pervy Sage is like, okay, I'll train you if you find me, what is he? I'm not sure exactly what he says.
A luscious, something along the lines of luscious, plump, curvy one that's
right, one, because he doesn't say woman
no.
or girl. He says, I need some luscious and plump and curvy, and he does the hand gestures of boobs and hips, right? Yeah, and he's like, if you find me one of those, I'll train you. So Naruto runs off, presumably to find him a well-endowed woman. Jesus Christ, what the hell am I reading?
Yeah, this is... Man.
Yeah, don't show these episodes to someone you want to get into Naruto. Show them the Rock Lee Gaara fight.
This is where our argument of, do you show them halfway or just from the start, you win. This is
don't show them this one.
You can't.
But if you have somebody that you don't really like and don't know how to get rid of them, show them these episodes.
Yeah.
Be like, aren't these the greatest?
Because
They
Okay.
might take the wrong idea and be like, "You're trying to 1,000 year of death in me."
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're with this weird shit? Oh,
yeah.
right.
So Naruto's
Oh my
run
gosh.
off, and then the pervy sage is immediately distracted by two women walking through the woods. He runs up on them, pretending to be lost. He's like,
That's so awful.
"Can you take me back to the village?"
Bro,
babe?"
I'm watching Law & Order SVU, and literally everything that's come out of his mouth, like a convicted rapist in the show, is
No,
sad.
like, yeah, it's so not good. Back in town, Pervy Sage chats up the girls, and Naruto finds him, and he calls him Pervy Sage in front of the girls, so they, like, laugh and then they leave, you know?
Yeah.
Good,
Like,
thank God.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, because it is weird, and it's awful. And also, while he was chatting them up, he, like, told a joke, and only one of them laughed, and only halfway, and then the other one was like, haha, like, can we go, please? This is the
Been
worst.
there,
Like,
done
I don't think the gun's still out anymore.
yeah, no, it's really not great. Then, once they leave, Naruto delivers a ripe, luscious, curvy watermelon.
Wow.
Canned laughter. And Jiraiya's like, "Oh, damn it, a watermelon, I wanted a girl." But he's frustrated, so he cuts it up, but then he shares it with Naruto, and it's sweet, and they eat together, and it's great.
That's a cool moment, I guess.
Look, I think that if there is a cultural difference that would make all of this, for us, like horribly canceled sexual harassment, actually funny, that Naruto and Pervy Sage actually make quite an endearing pair.
They do.
Because they're running around like you know, getting into all sorts of mischief. If it wasn't horribly inappropriate sexual misconduct,
Yeah.
unfortunately it is. So there's like, yeah, there's not really any two ways about that. But this is a moment of like something that is less canceled, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, they're eating watermelon together, and it's kind of, they like, their personalities are compatible, other than the pervert stuff. Jesus.
It's so difficult.
Yeah. Ebisu catches up to the two of them. He's like observing them in secret. He's sort of spying on them. And while Pervy Sage pouts about the women running away. Jesus. Ebisu recognizes, here's something important, he recognizes Pervy Sage instantly. Then Pervy Sage tries to leave to continue his research, but Naruto stops him. He's like, no, listen, man. He whips out that old Hokage speech. He's like, I'm gonna be Hokage, and you need to train me to do it.
Seeing Ebisu in the background of that speech is really awkward.
Yeah.
It's like, what? He's just constantly just like staring a little.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, like,
It's like a pervert.
Oh, almost, yeah.
I mean, he is one.
That was the joke.
All right, so who's ready for it to get a lot worse all of a sudden?
So
Because
ready.
Oh my gosh.
Pervy Sage insists he still needs a lady. So Naruto, finally getting that he needs a lady, uses his sexy jutsu.
Stop. Oh, I
And-
hate this.
Oh boy. So the least canceled thing that happens is that Ebisu gets a big nosebleed again, and he flies into a well, and then he knocks down the well, and the bucket on the well falls on his head. It's fun. It's funny. It's like whatever.
That was funny.
That's classic.
Oh my god.
But Pervy Sage doesn't get a nosebleed, and he doesn't fly back. No, Pervy Sage just starts drooling, and his
falls
eyes...
He
Love,
ogles.
And he ogles. I wrote that in the outline.
He goes, auga.
Yeah, he really does. And he holds his hands out to like grab Naruto's boobs, I guess. And
Oh my
the-
God.
the-
Knows the whole time that it's Naruto.
that's what's so fucked about it. It's a 12-year-old boy, my God. You gotta stop.
Naruto's using that voice on him. And
No,
No,
like
true,
at
it's true.
first I was like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe he doesn't know, but then he was talking to him. He was like, can you just stay like this forever?
Well, exactly. So Pervy Sage,
Uh,
right? So Pervy Sage reaches out towards Naruto, and he's like, "Ooh, you're a perfect 10. I love your boobs and stuff, and you're just my type." And then he's like, "I got another secret to this jutsu, and it's amazing and all this stuff." And then Naruto says a line, which I think is the most fucked thing that we've seen in all 53 episodes we've watched, because Naruto says, "Oh yeah, this jutsu gets this reaction a lot from older men."
Oh my god.
What the fuck has Naruto been through?
Yeah.
What the hell is that? What?
gosh.
I'm sorry. What?
That's
How many older men has I don't want to read it. I don't
I
want to read
don't
it.
Well,
want to
because
read into it.
Thank God
if
the
you
Catholic
don't-
Church doesn't exist in the world of
if
Naruto.
you
Yeah,
don't,
bro, they met Jesus just now.
if you don't read into it, he's probably just talking about what's his nuts.
Ebisu and the third Hokage and stuff, yeah. But if you
do read into it,
here's a story. When I was but a boy, I lived next door to a priest who
I don't like where this is going.
yeah, no.
I don't either.
But basically, so I'm pretty sure that he was like kicked out of the Catholic Church because of being, you know, as Catholic priests tend to do, raping little boys. Because he was like the highest priest in all of Boston, right? He was like a really big deal. And then he got kicked out to my shitty little town that I grew up in, right? And he was my neighbor. And so what he would do is he would call over the fence and he would be like, "Hey, Liam, come over and shovel my snow and stuff." And every once in a while I would go over and shovel snow, and then he would invite me inside and give me tea and Crisco made biscuits. And nothing ever happened, but just... I can relate to Naruto. I guess is the moral of the
I
story.
thought you were gonna say, yeah, I blacked out, and I woke up in my house. I was like, wow.
No. Wow.
No, but yeah, no. So this guy, he really, we don't know for sure, you know, if he was this whatever, but he did get deposed, and you don't get deposed if you're a high priest unless like something is, you know, amok. And so yeah, that was my neighbor, and so basically, boy, Naruto, you got to get out of there.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Find a therapist, bro.
I know, seriously. Unless you're talking to me, in which case that's what the podcast is for. in Naruto's sexy new form, which we were talking about, Naruto is using his skills. He seductively asks, he's like, "Hey, can you train me, big boy?" And Pervy Sage, he doesn't get the big comical nosebleed, but it bleeds out of one nostril, which is worse somehow.
Way worse.
And he's like, "Oh, I'll train you if you stay like this the whole time."
Bro.
He knows it's the 12-year-old boy! What are you doing?
Oh, I hate that.
So when Naruto transforms back and he's like, "You're a fucking pervert!" And so...
Like, good for Naruto calling him
yeah,
out
no,
on his
yeah.
shit, though.
Yeah,
But
really.
then Pervy Sage is like, "I'm not just a pervert, I'm a big one."
Yeah.
Okay, alright, so...
Katie watched it first, and I was watching it out loud, and I said, "Huh?"
Yeah.
She's like, "I know, right?"
Later, the two sit by a river in the woods, and the Pervy Sage begins Naruto's training. In exchange for them, he's like, "Listen, let's not talk about what happened earlier, and I'll train you."
I hate that.
Yeah, I know, that's really awful. He asks Naruto to demonstrate what he can do so far, and the boy walks onto the water, managing a few, like, really, I mean, they're shaky, but, like, they're whole-ass steps before he falls in. While the Pervy Sage laughs at him, Naruto returns to the shore, stripping down to his underwear to keep his clothes at least a little dry. Please.
Oh my
No,
God.
I just can't.
I know, because...
I can't even, the words.
Oh.
Because
This is bad.
it's like, Naruto, you should not be stripping in front of this man.
Yeah.
You should not be in just
This
your
is
underwear. in front of him.
bad.
Yeah, but alas, oh god. Okay, guys, it gets worse. Here's the worst thing so far.
That's why I was
Yeah.
groaning.
The line.
The man demands Naruto build up his chakra, so Naruto closes his eyes and does the hand sign. And then the Pervy Sage says, "You know, Naruto, that's quite a quote, unquote, tight and sexy body."
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
And let's remember, Naruto's not using sexy jutsu at this point. He's
It's just Naruto.
He's just being a 12-year-old boy who's a ninja.
Yep, and with a purportedly tight and sexy body.
I've never felt
I think
more
it was tight,
uncomfortable.
sexy little body too.
I think
which is
tight, sexy little body.
worse.
Thanks. Yes, I think you're right.
That doesn't help to hear.
Good
But
lord. Naruto tells him to shut up. Probably should do more than that. But he closes his eyes again and builds his chakra, causing the seal on his belly to appear.
I think I stopped taking notes after that point. I was just in disgust.
Yeah,
I
you were
didn't,
like-
I didn't take notes at all.
Yeah, you were like, whatever Liam says, we just gotta move past this as quickly as possible. Pervy Sage appreciates, he appreciates, he looks at the seals and he's like, "Oh, that's a double tetragram and an 8-sign seal used on top of each other," which means, and this is like important, that if Ninetales chakra were to leak out, the seal would automatically suppress it with Naruto's chakra and also combine it with Naruto's chakra, which is why he's able to like draw on the Ninetales sometimes to like boost his attack power. But Pervy Sage is concerned because there's also that 5-prong seal that Orochimaru slapped on top of it in the Forest of Death.
Which I'm glad they noticed.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and it's nice that it's like coming back.
I
You know?
forgot.
Right, but you
And
but you
I was
remember
like,
now, right?
what?
It's just weird because they're inconsistent with when the seal is like shown.
Yeah, I guess it's when he uses chakra or builds chakra.
I think that's the only explanation because
Yeah.
it's just like, why isn't Naruto talking about this?
Yeah, I know. Well, I wonder if Naruto just thinks this is what people look like.
Yeah.
Like he sees anybody else shirtless and he's like, "Where's their seal? Like, where's their?" Yeah, that right? Maybe.
Yeah, interesting.
Or maybe he doesn't know.
That he even
Do you guys
has
not
it.
have seals?
Yeah, because
on your body?
if it's
So-
but if it's just when he's using his chakra,
He would-
normally when
Oh,
he
yeah.
like uses his chakra, he closes his eyes.
Yeah, or he's wearing a shirt.
Or he's wearing a shirt.
And not
So maybe
his
he
underwear.
just doesn't
He's probably not shirtless and looking.
Right.
at-
like
right.
"Ah!"
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Probably not many ninja pedos around.
Right. He's not
Yeah.
exactly prepared for the
I thought you said Geppetto, and I was like, what?
It sounded like Geppetto in my head, but
Actually,
Geppetto's also kind of weird.
There's many ninja Geppettos. Kankuro is one example.
Swish!
Hey!
Liam's dunk hour.
But yeah, basically,
Geppetto.
Purpose Sage is pretty sure that Naruto's chakra instability is from the 5-pronged steel. So
Cringing. Oh.
Seal. So, and yes, here's where it's time to cringe. Because Purpose Sage touches the seals on Naruto. Because, and for Purpose Sage, I think he's just like, oh wow, that's an interesting seal. So he reaches out to touch it. And, but watching it as a viewer, Naruto, with his eyes closed, starts giggling. And he's like, oh, stop it, that tickles. And this is what I wrote in the outline. I wrote, just stop. It's too rapey. What am I watching? What is going on here?
It's not a cartoon anymore.
Yeah, no, and Purpose Sage is like, don't worry about it. Just let it happen.
No, he literally was like, no, just like keep focusing on your chakra.
I know!
And I was like,
yeah, it's...
Hated this so
it's
much.
not great. Purpose Sage recognizes the uneven seal as the work of Orochimaru. That's something. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is Orochimaru. So he knows him somehow. And he tells Naruto to raise... Oh, Jesus Christ. He tells Naruto to raise his hands up in a trust exercise.
Why should he
speaking
be
of-
trusting you?
I know!
I think I was thinking about this when you just said that. So for 1 second, I've been thinking about this.
Yes.
So-
which is to say, you're just responding in a conversation. Which is to say, doing a podcast.
But just the idea of everyone knowing Orochimaru as like an S-level terrorist kind of made me think how like you know America's like top like FBI's most wanted.
Yeah.
Why don't we know about them casually? Like, who is the most wanted person?
I know.
Right now?
I don't know.
Like, what if I saw them on the street? I wouldn't know.
it's me. Just kidding.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
So
I was
it
gonna
could
make-
be, maybe
I
it's
was-
that priest that I grew up next to.
Oh.
If you're if you're in like the top 10, maybe top 20 of
Yeah.
FBI's most wanted, and you listen to our podcast, let us know.
Let us know,
Don't
we'll shout
listen
you
to our
out.
location. We're not trying to snitch.
Yeah,
we just want to know.
No. We know that snitches get probably murdered.
Yeah.
So we're really not trying to snitch.
Yeah.
But like it'd be cool. Like join our Discord.
Yeah, use a fake name.
Yeah.
John Woods is a really good fake name.
Ah, yes. I'm sure you told that story before, and also we don't have time to get into
That was
it.
like one of our first.
Okay.
episodes.
Yeah, it's Raj's missing roommate. Head back. Hey, give the old episodes a little
Boost those views, fellas.
Hell yeah. So Naruto's like, boy, it's a little weird that you want me to raise my hands with my eyes closed in a trust exercise after you tickled me and wanted to have sex with me when I was transformed and called my body tight and little and sexy.
But that's fine.
But that's fine, because he fucking does it anyways.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, no.
Jesus.
You see the hesitation when
Yeah,
he lifts
he's
his
like-
arms. It feels so bad.
Thank God Purpose Sage didn't actually have any bad intentions towards Naruto anyways.
In this moment.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But anyways, Purpose Sage focuses the chakra in his fingertips and he slams onto Naruto's belly, releasing the 5-pronged seal and sending Naruto flying backwards.
Which just looked fucking hilarious.
That's
This
true,
is
yeah,
a
it was
little
a
funny.
little
He was like, 5-prong release!
Yeah,
and then Naruto like, fucking
Like,
fly!
wow, yeah.
He was like, what was that for?
Yeah, exactly. Naruto's like, why the fuck did you do that? And the man is like, oh, just hitting a pressure point, just trying to
Loosen you up.
Just trying to loosen you
We
up.
love
Don't say,
acupressure.
why'd you look at me like that? I feel terrified.
Because of
you
the-
look like Zuckerberg, bro. That's fucking, don't do that.
Yeah, he's like, well, now that your pressure point is all pressure pointed, why don't you try to walk onto the water again? This time, it's like immediately, Naruto can just walk on water. And he's like leaping around. He's like, holy shit, this is so easy. And Purpose Sage considers that really he needs to teach Naruto how to use Nine-Tails chakra because like clearly it'll help him like exponentially if he's able to have some level of control over it.
I think there's a nice image in just being able to dance on water.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
very cool.
It's such a cool, like, pure little thing to see. I would love to dance in water.
From here on out, the episode is nice.
I hope so. I hope it
think-
stays that way.
I mean,
God.
yeah,
Well,
but there's
I-
just.
All right.
I
continue.
get that you can't really top Gaara versus Lee like
Right.
this quickly, but wow, what a rock bottom.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. I think that they just kind of were like, okay, we know we can't top it in the fight, so let's go to our slapstick little like perverted jokes.
Yeah.
And because if there are two sides of Naruto, like slapstick comedy, romance, whatever, and the fights, they did as much as they could with the fights.
Yeah, those
so
guys
now
need to
they're like,
break,
let's
yeah.
do as much as we can with the perverted shit.
It's like
And to be fair, this is the Gaara versus
Yeah.
Rock Lee of perverted shit.
it's literally it's when the folk festival got canceled, so we ran it instead.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
it's-
all right, if we can't have like the professionals do it, let's get these two
Let's
whack
just-
jobs
yeah,
who
very
stole
much so.
equipment from the music building.
So later, the sun sets, and Pervy Sage informs Naruto that Naruto has 2 chakras within himself. And so Naruto knows about the Nine Tails because of Mizuki back in episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these are all throwbacks.
I know, really.
Because they're really self-aware of the fact that they know that Chunin Exam or now is
right.
jumping
but,
on.
And Naruto seems to be there too because he's only vaguely aware of the fact that he has 2 chakras inside of him. So when Pervy Sage asks him to describe the chakras, and Naruto's like, oh, well, my normal one is like blue, but sometimes I enter this weird dreamlike power-up state, and then it feels red.
Which was beautiful.
It's a beautiful description.
Yeah, see, I'm saying the episode from here on out.
I wish there was more just color descriptions and less pedophilia.
But it's interesting. it's interesting. We
That's orange.
Are you saying pedophilia is orange if you had to give it a color?
No, but yes.
Yeah,
it's more of a big red from
It's a huge red flag for me.
But it is interesting to have Naruto describe what it feels like to be in the Nine-Tailed state with color.
Yeah.
It is really cool. With this, the 2 head home, and Naruto's complaining about it because he's like, hey, what about my training? But Pervy Sage is like, oh, no, I'll teach you a very powerful technique later. And Naruto's like, oh, bet. So, like, we're gonna train together now. Like, that's cool. Then the 2 go to a hot spring to relax together in the bath with the giant toad. It's very cute, I think. It's.
It wasn't like my body was just like waiting.
Yeah. Well, the sentence that I wrote was, this time it's not even rapey, it's actually kind of cute. Because I think that this is what they were going for the whole episode, and they only get it now. Because, earlier in the episode it would be like, oh shit, why is he in the bath with Naruto? Like, that's weird. But I feel like here it really is like, oh no, they're in a hot springs bath together, and they just like chill, and they're like, if we don't get out of here soon, we're gonna have boiled toad soup. And
It obviously was not as creepy as the rest of the episode, but for me, because
just because of what came
all
before
we
it.
know of him
Right.
is that he's this creepy rapey guy that touched Naruto
Right.
and a lady
and
wanted to train Naruto as a naked girl,
yes.
Oh my god,
just things that were not okay. My brain wasn't like, oh, that's so sweet. My brain was like, Naruto, leave.
Luckily there was nothing in this scene, and I think if you go into it knowing that from that there's a turning point in the episode and it's better moving forward, in isolation, this is actually a really sweet scene. And this is the scene that I'm basing it off of when I'm like, if it wasn't for all the canceled shit in the beginning of the episode, these 2 would have a really endearing dynamic.
Yeah.
You know? So that night, while Naruto sleeps, Ebisu meets with Pervy Sage above Naruto's home. The sage...
Which is creepy.
A little...
Because he's sitting on a rooftop watching Naruto sleep.
Although, you do have to remember that Naruto's a 12-year-old boy who lives alone, and so it's also a little bit he's probably just making sure that he's okay, he got home safe.
I still thought it was weird.
True. It's a little weird. Yes. I don't know why I'm trying to defend him. I'm just, but
you don't have to.
I know. But Ebisu meets with Pervy Sage above Naruto's house, and Ebisu and Pervy Sage is like, oh, I'm sorry that I stole away your student. But Ebisu is like, oh, no, don't even apologize. The 3rd Hokage has been hunting you down.
What?
I know. And he was about to give up on it, so thank God you returned to the village of your own volition. We're all relieved. Then Ebisu wonders if Pervy Sage is after Orochimaru, but the sage divulges that he's only there to research for his novels, which is to say harass women.
I hate this guy.
Ebisu decries the man's disinterest. And here is where everything comes together, because Ebisu is like, wait, you can't not be interested in Orochimaru. He's one of the legendary Sannin, and only another one of the legendary Sannin, you, Lord Jiraiya, one of the 3 great shinobi, can stop him.
Just suck his dick at this point. you're already halfway there, buddy. Come on.
No, but so the big twist is that now we know the name of all 3 Sannin. It's Orochimaru, this guy Jiraiya, and Tsunade, the girl that she's been alluded to a couple of times.
Yeah.
We don't know who she is or anything, but remember Ten was like, I want to be as great of a kunoichi as Tsunade.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, she's been mentioned. But yeah, so the big twist is that, oh shit, this guy is probably as strong as Orochimaru, and he's, I was gonna say not a bad guy, but yeah. So obviously that's the end of the episode. So for my what did you think? I just wrote, what the actual fuck?
Yeah. I think collectively we can all agree that this is not fun.
Yeah, it's. Wow. I would say better to watch the one scene where they're in the bath together and it's kind of endearing.
The bath scene felt very, not watching it, just me watching it in my brain now, felt very, Ghibli.
Yeah, it really was.
Especially when
cute.
the toad bubbles up and he's like...
I know, and he plays, it's super cute. So I would say take that away from it.
Oh, wait, welcome back if you skipped the fucked up content.
Oh yeah, if you skip the fucked up content.
And then came back.
Yeah, here, hello.
Sorry about all that. It was awful. Yeah, you don't need these episodes so much. Basically, another one of the Sanin is here. It's Jiraiya.
It's Jiraiya.
And
That's
Naruto
exciting.
now no longer has the seal that
Orochimaru
Orochimaru
slept
placed
on.
on
Yeah,
him.
and
He can walk on water.
he can walk on water, and it looks like Jiraiya might be training Naruto in the future. Very exciting. Anyways, let's do some reader responses. First up, I want to do some quick Patreon shoutouts. This week, our Genin tier shoutout is for Bobby Yukitsuki.
Woo!
Yes, he
Bobby.
We know him because he wrote several long emails that we've read out on past episodes.
Informative.
Yeah, really
Amazing
informative and interesting.
emails.
He's the guy who told us about how the 3 sound Genin are based on like the how you write the sounds in Japanese.
Which
or
is
something.
crazy.
Yeah. So
remember that.
so it's really cool. He's obviously in our Discord now, and of course I want to shout out our Chunin tier patrons, Dave Mata and Nina Kelly. The legendary Sanin means 2, so Ichni, the Nin because San means 3 and Nin means people, so I guess but it's Ichni, Ni is 2 in Japanese, so I guess you would call them the Nin. So our legendary Ninin, Dave Mata and Nina Kelly.
Wait, can
The
we call
best.
Nina Nini?
Ninin. Yes, I really should start calling these two the legendary Ninin. I think that's pretty good.
Legendary Ninin.
Yes. Anyways, hey cats. Here's some things. Usually you can let us know what you think. Comments, questions, whatever. But for the next couple episodes, we're only going to be covering 2 episodes of Naruto, and they're all pretty light on content. So ask us questions, like really going forward, because we have time to answer them for the next couple episodes.
Q&A shit, anything
Yeah,
really.
and I actually made 2 channels specifically for this in our Discord. One called Q's and A's, and one called Rio Radio Episode 4, because for our next episode of Rio Radio, it's going to be called Ships and Showdowns, and we're going to be talking about who we ship and who we think is going to win in the finals. It's going to be our little prediction episode. So if you want to get in on that, first of all, you can get in touch with us at any of the following places. Our Gmail is narutalkpod@gmail.com. Our Facebook is NaruTalk, the Naruto ShipPodcast. Our YouTube is NaruTalkPod. Go on there for our AnimeNYC coverage, actually.
Oh, that's going to be so
you really
fun.
want to look at all this stuff for that. Our Instagram and Twitter are both at NaruTalkPod. You can use the hashtag NaruTalkPod or whatever. Our website is narutalk.wordpress.com. And above all else, our Patreon is www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. At only the $2 tier, you get into our Discord, a main line into our brains, baby.
We're talking there right now.
It's every day, bro. With that Disney Channel flow, right? We talked about that earlier in this episode.
That's what Team 10, Jake Paul, Disney.
More like
So
Team
many-
1010, am I right?
Hey!
Sorry.
That was off.
Yeah. Anyways, in the Discord, if you ask us questions or have suggestions for the Rio Radios, we'll definitely talk about them. Otherwise, just get in touch with us and hopefully we'll have time for them. That's very exciting. Also, to listen to the Rio Radio, you have to be pledged to the $5 tier on our Patreon. So do that. It's really cool. But also, if you can't pledge that high, any amount of money is appreciated. Or if you can't pledge at all, totally fine. Like, I get it. But
I always respond like you're trying to convince me. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'll totally
like,
give it.
a little bit is great.
Great.
The more you pledge, the more you get from us. Oh, at the $25 tier, you get a mailbag with shirts, which you'll have seen by now because Raj and I have shirts now.
Woo!
Ooh.
So pledge to
Crazy.
that. Yeah, links for all that stuff's in the description. This week for our reader responses, we're just going to read stuff specifically that people sent about the live show because we got a lot of pretty fun, neat responses about it.
All right, so I will go first with at outa.ya.goddamn.mine.
Sure.
They went cuties. Now that's Glenn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is Glenn.
With 2
Hey,
red
Glenn.
hearts.
A patron of
Thanks,
ours, and also the guy who makes our logo, and also a guy who thinks we're all cuties.
And
So,
he's a cutie. We
yeah,
appreciate you,
you're a
Glenn.
cutie
You're
too.
the best.
2 hearts to you.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody else particularly want to go next? I
I've
can go.
got one.
Okay.
This is from Dahlia Doodles.
Yeah, they're great. They
Fantastic.
on everything,
They said, nice. Great episode to do it live. Happy birthday, Morgan. Thank you. Most normal looking is 1010. So,
Oh, yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
normal looking, she's almost a background character.
No, I accidentally I had the same shirt as 1010 on the day after the live show, and I realized it afterwards.
Because
and I was
1010
like,
is she really
yeah,
does.
because I really just
every
have
day
that
person,
shirt.
yeah.
Gar won the match, but Lee won the fight. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, true words. And as we say, if he had fought in the finals, Lee would be a Chunin.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
So if he wasn't.
Lee is a Chunin in all of our hearts.
Yeah,
Always.
Although in reality, he may not even be a ninja anymore. Kitty, did you want to? Which one of these did you want to read?
Sure. I referenced it earlier, actually.
Oh, perfect.
At Nick, the man who has never had a loss.
Oh, that's
Nick Astor.
the fellow who did.
I'm so
the
glad.
Oh.
Nick was fantastic at the live
Yeah,
show.
I know that
he
was
did
good.
he did a 6-minute opening set. It was absolutely fucking fantastic.
So fun.
I'll put it out eventually for you guys to listen to. I have to talk to Nick about how and stuff, but you will be able to listen to it at some point.
Nick is wonderful,
it.
and
I know,
Yeah.
appreciate that he took his time to come.
Oh, he's
and-
fucking
and
great.
just-
And he was so funny.
So,
He's so
just be
nice.
so
Yeah.
funny.
Oh,
He
so
DM'd
nice.
me after, and he was like, also just wanted to let you know, happy birthday, by the way.
So cool.
Such a king.
So what did he
I love him.
what
Yeah,
did he comment?
he said, in the last pick, Liam for sure got 1,000 years of death.
Yeah.
Which is so
Which is really
funny.
funny.
This is in reference to the Instagram post that I made of the live show.
Oh.
The last picture in it, I'm sort of falling over with my tongue out, my eyes closed, and shit. And
I
Morgan's
pushed-
hands, she pushed me over, so it kind of looks like Morgan's,
Oh my gosh.
1,000-year death
sorry.
thing.
I mean, you kind of did make eye contact with me, so maybe my brain knew that in the future we would have a conversation about
Yeah,
languages.
it's good. It's good. At atomic_paytbob said they messaged us in the little DM thing. They were like, listening to the live show while eating Japanese pork ramen. You guys rock Lee.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
and
that.
the picture was of the ramen, which looks really good, and I love a good pun, obviously, so that's very appreciated.
I like good ramen.
Oh yeah, no,
I
we love
appreciate
it.
you immersing yourself that much
Oh.
into our show.
Absolutely, yes, very true. Katie, read one.
J Raz is still. Wait, I don't know how that's broken up.
J. Razistone.
J
At
Razistone.
Jarazistone.
Jarazistone
Sure.
said this podcast is dope.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Baby. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'll do the next one.
All right.
At mhooney_13. It was a great episode. Been looking forward to it since you guys announced it.
Thank you. That's so
That's
nice.
excited.
amazing because
Yeah. You've been like anticipating.
yeah,
That's-
we've been
We were also
anticipating
looking
it.
forward
Yeah,
I
to
know.
it since we announced it.
All right, I'll make
we heard about it before you ever did. We were way
That's
more
true.
nervous.
That's right. Only one left, and we actually referenced it just a little bit ago. So Morgan, do you want
Oh,
to read
it's
it?
me?
Yeah.
How exciting. At Evan Toad said, I'm watching the live show and noticed y'all said, in quotes, making up names like legendary Sanin, end quote. And they said, San equals 3 in Japanese, and nin is a suffix referring to people. So yeah, their title is to be one of the legendary 3 people.
That's
Which is-
fucking awesome.
That's great.
Which is so
That's-
funny.
thank you
It's
for
funny,
these
but it's
fun
also like,
facts.
crazy interesting, right? And so yeah, that's why we're going to call the Chunin tier patrons the Ninin. Two people. Yeah, I think that's great. So if you want that kind of shit read out and also ask us questions and give us ships and showdowns, get in touch with us.
Yeah.
Please like, subscribe, rate, whatever you do, wherever you are.
Send us a question wherever. We'll answer literally
Oh yeah,
anything.
most definitely. Leave a 5-star review if you're in the Apple podcast thing, or even if you just have one or know someone with an iPhone, just steal it and leave a 5-star review. If you leave a comment, we'll read it out no matter what. Here's a good one that was really good. From 838193638296371. That was their name, and I had to copy that all down by hand. So maybe leave a real name next time, please. Oh, I don't real name. No offense to people with number names. Obviously, I don't want to get canceled here. But they said literally my favorite podcast right now, hands down my favorite Naruto podcast. It's the greatest one, so
The
yeah.
best one.
But no, thank you. And they said, and I will be really surprised if this podcast doesn't blow up. Great work, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Your
so
5-star
much.
review helps us to blow up, not literally. It helps us figuratively blow up, you know, like because it helps with our visibility, etc. But yeah, tell your friends. Maybe get them to convert them.
Steal their phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big thanks as always to Glenn Federico and Ali Caruso. Listen to
Wonderful,
our Rio
wonderful
Radio this
people.
Thursday. Stay in touch for Raj and my coverage of AnimeNYC.
It's gonna be epic.
Yeah, we're not sure what's going to happen yet, but stay tuned for it. Next Monday, we're going to be covering episodes 54 and 55. Let us know what you think if you watch ahead. I pray to God that they're less perverted than these ones.
I hope so.
Yeah. So everybody, we will have seen you if you're at Anime. Look, whatever. Thanks so much for listening. We love you, and as always, be safe, have fun, believe it.